All right.
Hello?
Your name, sir?
Alexander Castro.
All right, you're here on one count of battery, simple with a victim 65 years of age or older, one count of simple battery. Review the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Anything from the defense?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, give me one quick second here. This is Castro. All right, I'll set his bond at $500, no contact, no return, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons. And count 100.
500 and 100.
Yes,
Thank you.
No contact, do not return, maintain separate residence.
no guns, knives, or weapons. Suhain Fuenmayer. That's it, sir. Have a seat. Thank you. Face down right there. Got it. All right. All right, ma'am, your name?
Your name.
All right, you're here on one count of operating a motor vehicle without a valid license. Review the
I'm
affidavit.
speaking English. Okay.
Have a seat. We'll get you a Spanish interpreter.
Yes, Your Honor, Spanish interpreter.
Or I can just ROR. Oh, she's got.
Okay, Your Honor, you can ROR her.
Your Honor.
Does PTR have any? That's fine. We'll go ahead and ROR her.
But you found.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have one more that needs a Spanish interpreter. Oh, there's two more? There's two more, Your Honor.
What are their names?
Ricardo Heredia,
Yes?
Jordan, Julio Natarino.
All right, I pulled those. All right, I have Gilberto Garina. We have a Gilberto.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your name, sir?
Good morning, Your Honor. Gilberto Girena.
All right, you're here in one case of battery, or one case with 2 counts of battery. Reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any input from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Set your bond at $500 on count 1, 100 on count 2. No contact, no return, maintain separate residence, any guns or weapons. Thank you.
Thank
Your
you.
Honor.
All right, Alexandra Joya. Your name, ma'am?
Alexandra Hoya.
All right, you're here on one count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, one count of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, one count of battery, all domestic. Reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any input from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, on count 1, I'll set at $150. Count 2, I'll set it at $2,500. Count 3, $100. No contact, no return, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons, including butter knives, unless you're using them for butter.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Pat Hill on behalf of PTR, I did have contact with the alleged victim. Although he is requesting contact, he stated that he is going to be moving and leaving the residence.
All right, you can return once with the assistance of law enforcement. If they determine that he doesn't live there, then you can stay.
You want me to delete the do not return and leave maintain?
No, do not return, maintain separate residence, one-time return. And if law enforcement says that the alleged victim doesn't live there, then she can stay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, is it Angelo Lopez?
Thank you.
Your name, sir?
Agnello Lopes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you're here on one count of battery, domestic by strangulation, one count of battery, domestic. Reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
You also have a warrant? No, that's it. All right. Any input from the defense?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right. I'll set your bond at 500 on, $1,500 on count 1, 100 on count 2. No contact, no return, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons.
Judge, can you verify the case number?
Osceola, what's the case number for the last case there, the warrant case we just did?
There is no case number. It's brand new, so they have not received it to issue a case number. The incident number is usually what they use before a case number is issued. That incident number is 22-006622.
Thank you.
You got that? All right. Jordan Partey.
Good morning.
Good morning, your name, sir?
Jordan Partain.
One kind of assault without intent to kill, one kind of battery domestic, and one kind of carrying a concealed firearm. Reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any input from the defense?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, I'll set count one at $1,500. Count two, I'll reduce to 100. Count three, 150. No contact with the alleged victim. Do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Rafael Pedroza Morales. Your name, sir? I'm sorry. Your name?
Rafael Pedrosa Morales.
All right, you're here on one kind of trespass in an occupied structure or conveyance. Reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. I'll stay your bond. No return to the scene. Gabriel Ruiz. Your name, sir?
Gabriel Ruiz.
All right, sir, you're here on one kind of false name or ID by an arrestee. Reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender, and I'll stay your bond.
Your Honor, we request an ROR in this case, a nonviolent charge.
Well, he's got no community ties. His risk assessment is high. He's currently on some kind of other legal constraint. What does that mean?
Yes, Your Honor. He has an active warrant out of Seminole County, and there is a hold in place in our system.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm inclined to stay the bond. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Tyree Hinton. Where's Hinton's paper? Oh, I see. All right, your name, sir?
Terry Hinton.
All right, sir, you're here on an out-of-county warrant, out of Polk County, case number CF 22003007, lewd battery. According to this warrant, your bond is set at no bond. Polk County has 24 hours to come pick them up starting tomorrow. Is that correct?
We'll have to ask.
Yeah. All right. Osceola, is that right? Polk County, 24 hours?
It's usually 48 hours, but Polk County is close, so they usually come pretty quickly.
All right. All right. They got 48 hours from today to come pick you up. Thank you. Marcel Nelson. All right, sir, your name?
Marcel Nelson.
All right, you're here on one kind of battery and one kind of resisting officer without violence. Reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any input from the defense?
Nothing from the defense, Your
All
Honor.
right, I'll set count one at $100. I'll stay count two at $2,500. No contact, no return, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons. I'm just down to 2 Spanish. Does that sound right for Osceola?
Yes, Your Honor.
How many Spanish do we have in?
Good morning, this is Dalia Romero, Spanish interpreter on the line, not sworn in yet, Your Honor.
All right, we're gonna do it. All right, do we have Osceola and our interpreter online?
Yes, Your Honor, Dalia Romero, State Certified Spanish Interpreter on the line.
Do we have Osceola on the line?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Romero, can you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear to translate from English to Spanish and Spanish to English to the best of your ability, so help you God?
Yes, I do. Dalia Romero, State Certified Spanish Interpreter.
Julio Nadareno.
Morning.
Do you need the Spanish interpreter, sir?
Yes.
All right. If you could, Madam Interpreter, if you could interpret everything from this point on.
Yes, Your Honor.
Name, sir?
Julio Nazareno.
Julio Natareno.
You are here on one count of DUI.
Usted está aquí por un caso de manejar bajo el estado de embriaguez.
I reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, and appoint the public defender.
Yo he repasado la affidavit acusatoria, he hallado que hay causas que respaldan la acusación y se le designa un defensor público.
I'll set your bond at either $100 or pretrial.
Su fianza va a ser de $100 o el programa de libertad preventiva.
Your Honor, the defense requests direct PTR in this case.
We'll give him pretrial release.
Bien, la defensa está pidiendo que se le permita participar en el programa de libertad preventiva directamente. Bien, así será.
Make touch with your lawyer, sir.
Manténgase en comunicación con su abogado, señor.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Ricardo Heredia Churio. Your name, sir?
¿Su nombre, señor?
Ricardo Heredia.
Ricardo Heredia.
Ricardo Heredia, correcto.
Ricardo Heredia, correct.
You are here in one count of false imprisonment domestic and one count of battery domestic.
Está aquí por una causa de agresión doméstica y haber retenido a alguien con pretextos falsos, un caso doméstico también.
I reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, and appoint the public defender.
He repasado la affidavit acusatoria, hallo que hay causas y se le designa el defensor público.
Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
¿Algo que la fiscal quiera decir? No, su señoría.
Any input from the defense?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
¿Algo que la defensa quiera decir? Nada, su señoría.
I'll set count one at $500 and count two at $100.
La primera causa, la fianza es de 500 y en la segunda causa, la fianza es de 600.
No contact with the alleged victim, no return to the scene.
No puede tener contacto, comunicación con la alegada víctima y no puede regresar al lugar de los hechos.
Maintain separate residence and do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons.
Manténgase viviendo por separado de esta persona, no puede poseer ningún tipo de armas, armas de fuegos o cuchillos o cuchillas.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Is that it for Osceola?
I believe.
That's it. Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Is Marcel Nelson still medical?
I thought we did Nelson.
We did. We already did.
Okay. I have two of them. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And can I get appearance from the public defender for Orange County?
Nasia Irwin for the Public Defender's Office.
Your Honor, will you be calling me back so that I can connect to Orange?
Yes.
I think that, thank you.
All right.
Perfect. Good morning, Dalia Romero, State Certified Spanish Interpreter, already sworn in.
All right, let me know when you've made contact through the headphones.
Sí.
He can hear the interpreter, Your Honor.
All right, your name, sir?
Luis Joseph Emmanuel Nicolás. Hablo español un poquito, pero criollo.
Your Honor, he speaks a little Spanish, he says, but his first language is Creole.
All right, well, sir, do you understand what the interpreter is saying, or do you want us to find a Creole interpreter?
Sí, te entiendo.
Your Honor, he states he understands the interpreter. The interpreter speaks Spanish. I'm not comfortable if I'm going to understand everything he says, but we can give it a try for now.
Okay, if at any point you don't understand what he's saying, let me know. You are here in case number 22 MM 5281 AO, one count of battery dating violence. I reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Ma'am, your name?
Lisa?
Do you need an interpreter?
Oh. I wanna good for an Creole. One flip ali.
Your Honor, I believe she speaks Creole.
For him to understand. Okay. Yeah, I need Creole for him to understand
Yeah, she
understand
does.
what I say. Okay.
You need a Creole interpreter?
Yes.
All right. We'll roll him till we get a Creole interpreter. We have to call a Creole interpreter for you, so you can have a seat for me.
Okay.
All right, sorry. Yeah, we'll get to him later. Your name, sir?
Ulises Cardona Oshla.
Ulysses Cardona Ashla.
You're here in case number 22 CT 1328 AW, one count of operating a motor vehicle without a valid license. We're also out on bond in 22 CT 1249 AW DUI. I reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, appoint the public defender. I'll set your bond at $500 on your new case. On your DUI, I'll revoke your release in that case and set a new bond of $5,000. Thank you. Put these face down. Okay. You want me to take the stack and put it underneath? Okay. All right.
Wait. I didn't know. This one is on the page.
Your name?
Christian Guzman.
You are here in case number 22 CT 4458, one count of DUI. I reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, and will appoint the public defender. I will release you on PTR. Thank you.
State would ask for no alcohol and no driving.
What if you He has a valid license.
I guess he can drive.
It says he's eligible for a permit.
Okay, well, he can get a permit and then drive. But please, no driving without a valid license.
This is a 10-day driver's license right here, too. Do not drive without a valid license. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Martin Ordonez, bonded.
Okay. The next Spanish? Ordonez? Oh, sorry. Martin? I think this is our last Spanish.
Judge, there's an offer in this case.
What is it?
Withhold court costs.
Your name, sir?
José Miguel Muñoz García.
José Miguel Muñoz García.
You are here in case number 22 CO 953, open container. I reviewed the affidavit and found probable cause. I'll set your bond at $100. If you want to resolve your case today, you can plead either guilty or no contest. I will withhold adjudication and assess court costs of 200 and, what are court costs? 222 plus 10? 200, yeah, $233. Want to accept that offer and get out of jail, or do you want to post your bond and come back? Do you have any questions?
¿Cómo? No. Pues yo quisiera salir de la cárcel y regreso a corte.
I would like to be able to get out of jail and come back to court.
Will you be able to post your $100 bond?
Sí, pero regresando, ¿ahorita la puedo pagar ahorita o después?
Yes, but do I have to pay that now or can I pay that later?
So if you want to post a bond, you have to post that bond to get out of jail. And then you will be given a court date to come back to the courthouse. Or if you want to plead guilty or no contest, I can sentence you to a withhold of adjudication and court costs. You'll be released today, and I can give you 90 days to pay. Do you want to resolve your case today, or do you want to post your bond and come back for your case?
Sí, ponme mejor culpable.
Then guilty, it would be better.
I'll accept your guilty plea. I'll withhold adjudication.
Sí.
Court costs are $223. There's a $10 filing fee. I'll give you 90 days to pay, 30 days to appeal. Good luck.
Ok, gracias.
Okay, thank you.
That's all of our Spanish? Madam Interpreter, if you could ask if any of the witnesses need a Spanish interpreter to please raise their hand.
Yes, Your Honor. ¿Tenemos alguna persona aquí presente que vaya a ser testigo o que vaya a testiguar que necesite los servicios de un intérprete? Por favor, levanten su mano. ¿Hay alguien que necesite intérprete de español? Levanten su mano, por favor.
No hands raised. Have a good weekend.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Your Honor, can we skip over Woody Philistine? We're waiting for him to come up, please.
I guess so. What's this gentleman's name? Your name
Here.
and your first name?
Harry.
All right, you're here in 22 MM 5288 AO, one kind of trespass on property other than a structure. You do not qualify for the services of the public defender. That being said, the public defender has given me a plea form, says you want to accept the offer of an adjudication of guilt, court costs, credit time served, and a no return to the public at 400 East Central Boulevard. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
You're pleading guilty or no contest?
No contacts.
I'll accept your no contest plea. Adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days. Your costs, I'll give you a year to pay, and there'll be a no return to the public at 400 East Central Boulevard. 30 days to appeal. Good luck, sir.
Agree.
Your name, sir? I'm sorry?
Bush?
And your last name? All right, 22 CF 9150, possession of cocaine. We rolled you from yesterday. Review the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender, and I'll stay your bond. In the back, your name? Your name?
Gary Malbro.
All right, 22 mm, 52, 57, one kind of battery, dating violence, and one kind of battery rolled from yesterday to today. Point the public defender, review the affidavit, found probable cause, any input from the state,
No, Your Honor.
any input from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
I'll set your bond at $1,000, no contact with the alleged victim, no return to the scene, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons. And 100 on count 2.
What if I can't provide bond?
Talk to your lawyer. Your lawyer can figure it out. I mean, you got bond because you got prior convictions for the same offense. You got a lot of prior convictions.
Okay.
You got failure to appear last year. So that's your bond. All right. 100. All right. Your name, ma'am? 22 mm 5251 AO, trespass in a structure or conveyance. Reviewed the affidavit, is rolled from yesterday. Found probable cause, point the public defender, and stay your bond. Is there an offer in this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Oh, that's why.
All right, sir, your name
Mike Xavier
and your last name?
Castellano.
All right, 22 CF 9172 AO, one kind of battery, domestic by strangulation. Reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. Any contact with the alleged victim? Let's see. No. Any input from the state?
We're just asking for no drugs or alcohol in this one, given the level of intoxication at the time of arrest.
Any input from the defense?
Yes, Your Honor. One-time return to the residence.
All right, set your bond at $1,500, no contact, no return, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons, do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You can return one time with the assistance of law enforcement to retrieve your belongings. Thank you.
Your Honor, Daniel Cheney refused.
Oh, wow, should we just roll them? Temporarily appoint, waiver roll.
Waive.
All right, 21 CF 13884 AO, violation of probation. According to this, he's on probation for cocaine, possessing, manufacturing, sale, delivery, and that bond is set at no bond. He's also out on bond on a possession of heroin, possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, 22 CF 4494 AO. State, have you filed on that case?
Is this Cheney?
Cheney.
I'm not sure.
Take a look at that. And then he's also here in 22 MM 5299 AO, violation of a domestic injunction.
Yes.
Reviewed that affidavit, found probable cause. Any input from the state on the injunction case?
It appears that him and the victim were just hanging out, so we would just still ask for no contact, as futile as that probably is.
All right, any input from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll set his bond at $500, no contact, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons. State, have you filed on the case that he's out on bond? It's from
I'm checking now. What was that case number?
22 CF 4494.
I don't see that case.
All right, I'll take no action on that case. Your name?
Pablo Cruz.
All right, 22 CF 9186 AO, aggravated assault with a firearm, one kind of battery, domestic. Reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, appoint the public defender. Any input from the state?
Just asking for no weapons and no alcohol.
Any input from the defense?
One-time return.
All right, I'll set count one at $15,000, count two at $100. No contact with the alleged victim, no return to the scene, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons. Are you asking for a one-time return?
Yes, one-time
Yeah,
return.
he can return one time with the assistance of law enforcement. All right, your name, sir?
Darius Harris, sir. They got it spelled wrong.
Yeah, they got some areas. Well, they got a bunch of different ways that it's
Oh,
spelled, yeah.
wow.
Your middle name spelled different, your first name could be spelled different. They get your last name right almost every time, but not every time. All right, 22 mm 4668 AO out on bond, battery, DV, and resisting. Here today, 22 CF 9195 AO. Sex battery not likely to cause injury, criminal mischief, battery domestic. Reviewed that affidavit. Found probable cause, point the public defender. You're also here in 22 mm 5300 AO, possession of drug paraphernalia. Reviewed that affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. Any input from the state?
Yes, Your Honor, he is here along with a co-defendant, Susan Trotter. It has him listed as his own co-defendant. I just want to make sure that was clear for the court. And I believe they share a residence. So they were both picked up on the same incident.
Okay. Any input from the defense?
I'd just like to mention for the record that some of the statements was inconsistent, and the victim did state that she did not want to prosecute, and she did not fill out the domestic violence paperwork. So I'll just ask if you take that consideration with the bond.
And I didn't either.
I'll set count one at $5,000, count two at $100, count three at $100. No contact, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons, and revoke your release in the case that you're out on bond on. Let the judge assign to that case, which actually might be me, determine what a reasonable bond is for you.
Sir, what was the second part, Your Honor?
So you're out on bond for
Okay.
battery, domestic violence, and resisting.
Uh-huh.
One of the conditions of being out on bond is that you don't commit any new law offenses.
Okay.
And so you've been arrested for a new law offense. I'm the judge assigned to that case, I think.
Oh,
So your
seriously?
lawyer will file a motion in front of me, and we'll hear everything that we need to hear to figure it out, okay?
So can I just file, well, I gotta ask her to file a motion for you?
Sorry?
I have to ask them to file a motion to come back and see you?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll probably get it done this week for you.
All right, thank
All
you,
right.
Your Honor. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, stay that at 500, thank you. Yep.
Your Honor, this is Woody Phillipson.
All right, good luck. What happened to Ivan Yagaber?
Yeah, but this is the one that was on the move. Can we do him or?
Oh, this is Philistine. You said, right? Okay. 22 mm 460 AW, battery domestic. Reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any input from the defense?
One-time return.
All right, I'll set your bond at $100, no contact, no return, maintain separate residence. Do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons. You can return once with the assistance of law enforcement to retrieve your belongings. All right, so your name? Your name, sir?
Hi, good morning. My name is Yvonne, Y-V-A-N, Jagbeer, J-A-G-B-I-R.
Thank you. You were here in 22 CF 9191 AO, one count of aggravated battery on a pregnant person. Ma'am, your name?
Alicia Hamid.
Ma'am, as the alleged victim, you're entitled to provide input with regards to conditions of his release. Is there anything that you think the court should consider, anything you want me to know in determining conditions of his release?
I'm not in fear of him. I'm 9 months pregnant and I need him to come home because I can go into labor anytime. He's a father. I need him.
Any questions from the state?
Just two. Has anything like this ever happened before?
No,
Do you believe that alcohol or drugs were involved in this incident?
I'm not sure. I wasn't home all day.
Okay, and then are you afraid of him or are you seeking contact?
I'm not afraid of him. I want him to come home.
No further questions from the state.
Any questions from the defense?
Yes. Ms. Hammond, would you feel safe to call 911 if something like this happened again?
Yes, I will call 911 if something happened.
Okay, no further questions.
Any input from the state?
We'd just be asking for no hostile contact as well as no drugs or alcohol, given the statements made by police regarding his intoxication level at the time of the arrest.
Any input from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll set your bond at $1,000. No hostile contact. No hostile contact means no physical abuse, verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. Do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons. Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, okay? All right, thank you. Thank you for being
Thank
here,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Your name, sir?
Willie Mitchell.
I'm sorry, one more time?
Willie Mitchell.
All right, 22 CF 9155AO, false imprisonment, domestic battery, domestic. Review the affidavit, found probable cause, appoint the public defender. Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any input from the defense?
Only that his last conviction was 30 years ago, so.
Oh, ma'am, your name? Ma'am?
Yes, my name's Marie Mitchell.
I'm sorry, one more time?
It's Marie Mitchell.
Is there anything that you want to tell me, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor, this incident that took place on Friday night, actually, everything was a misunderstanding because I didn't press charges on my husband. And he's not a violent person, he's a good-hearted person. And I want to see is any way I can be able to y'all can be able to drop the charges on him.
So, at this point, there are no charges. He's been arrested, and then today's hearing is to determine conditions of his release. And then after that, the state will have an opportunity to review the case and make a decision if they are going to file charges or not. But with domestic violence cases, pretty much everybody gets arrested. It's up to the state as to whether or not they're going to pursue charges. So all we're doing today is determine conditions of his release. There are no charges to be dropped yet. That's something that will come down the line, okay?
Okay.
All right. State, do you have any questions for her?
Yes, just briefly. Are you afraid of your husband?
No.
Are you seeking contact with him today?
Yes.
And if anything like this happened again, would you be willing and able to call 911?
Sure.
Okay, no further questions, thank you.
Any questions from the defense?
No questions.
Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any input from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll set your bond at $100 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. No hostile contact with the alleged victim. No hostile contact means no verbal abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse. Do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons, okay? All right, thank you. Thank you for being here, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your name, ma'am? All right, you're here on 2 cases. The first one is 22 MM 5290 AO, one count of battery, domestic violence. And then you're also here on a 2020 CF 10273 AO on a violation of probation. According to that VOP warrant, your bond is set at $1,000, although we might on-view you on this new one. Appoint the public defender on both of your cases. Review the affidavit, found probable cause on the first case. Any input from the state?
Yes, Your Honor, we would be asking for no alcohol for the domestic violence charge, and no weapons.
Any input from the defense?
Yes, Your Honor, just that her probation officer did put in an early termination for her probation. If you could take that into consideration about the bond.
All right, set count 1 at $500, no contact, no return, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons. And the violation of probation stayed at 1,000. Is it none? I thought it said 1,000. Hold on, don't run away yet. Hold on. Oh, never mind, your bond, I'm sorry, is at no bond on the VOP.
The VOP?
The VOP is set at no bond.
Ooh,
I didn't set it, that's what it said at.
Ooh, okay.
Great work today, by the way. Oh, for the Creole? All right, so your name?
Larry Bailey.
All right, Mr. Bailey, if you keep that mask on. Thank you. 22 MM 5287 AO, one count of battery, domestic violence. Review the affidavit, found probable cause, appoint the public defender. Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any input from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
I will I'll state your bond at $500, no contact, no return, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons. Your name, ma'am? Your name?
Gabriela Hutchinson.
All right, you're here in 22 MM 5294 AO, one count of battery, domestic violence. Reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. Your name, sir?
Tony Hutchinson.
All right, sir, is there anything that you want to tell me, anything you think I should consider?
No, I love my wife. It was an argument, and I just want this to be over with, and I don't.
State, do you have any questions for him?
Just briefly, are you afraid of your wife?
No.
Has anything like this ever happened in the past?
Arguments, police were called a long time ago, like
Okay.
12 years ago.
And if something like this were to happen again, would you be willing and able to call 911?
Yeah.
And then as for the two children, were they present for this incident?
One was in the house asleep. The other was not at home.
Okay. No further questions from the state. We'd just be asking for no hostile contact.
Any questions for the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Any input from the defense?
Yes, Your Honor, if you could just do direct PTR. She has no criminal history.
All right, we'll give you a pretrial release with the conditions, no hostile contact with the alleged victim. No hostile contact means no physical abuse, verbal abuse, mental abuse, or emotional abuse, okay? Yes. All right, thank you for being here, sir.
Is there,
Thank you.
What else? Is there any way to just get this, not file charges? Is there any?
So I don't know if you can hear me out there. Can you hear me when I'm out there?
Not really.
So the purpose of today's hearing is just to determine conditions of release. I'm not the judge assigned to the case. I'm just assigned for today. So there are no charges filed, and that's up to the state if they're going to file charges at some point. I'm sure they'll get in contact with you. But once she walks out of here, the defense attorney, the state attorney, me, have nothing to do with the case anymore. Well, actually, I do, but yeah, the state will make a decision. That could take a week. It could take a month. Okay.
Our office will be in contact, though, and you can let them know that when they reach out. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. After this gentleman or now?
No.
Okay. Did you get the code to work?
Yeah, I use a different one.
Ran out of money in the account. Huh? Sure. Yeah, I know. Do we have our interpreter on the line?
Yes.
All right, and your name?
My name is Jolene. I'll be doing the Haitian Creole interpreter today.
And have you been sworn in?
No.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you swear to interpret from Creole to English and English to Creole to the best of your ability, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, and if you could interpret everything from this point forward.
Okay.
Your name, sir?
No, monsieur.
Louis Joseph Emmanuel Nicolas.
Parlons petit Jean plus fort pour moi.
Louis Joseph Emmanuel Nicolas.
Louis Joseph Emmanuel Nicholas.
You're here in case number 22 MM 5281.
Ou là pour cas de numéro 22 MM 5281.
One count of battery dating violence.
Un count de batterie sous ménage.
I reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause.
Moi révisé cas, moi joindre tort.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you.
M'a représenté défenseur public là pour lui défendre nous.
All right. Ma'am, your name?
Lisa.
Madam Chair, if you could interpret that.
Madame non.
Lisa.
Lisa.
Your last name, Lisa?
Signature Lisa.
Gideon.
Ma'am, is there anything
Gideon.
that you want to tell me, anything you think the court should consider?
Madame, est-ce que aucun bagay ou ta vle di mwen, aucun bagay ou ta vle pou kont la, la loi, porte attention de ça.
In determining conditions of his release.
Regardez de libération ni.
Mwen reme menaj mwen apil, so jalousi ka fel fe sa, men on konen, so mda vle li libere.
I love my boyfriend a lot. Jealousy can make him do what he did. I would like for him to be released.
State, do you have any questions for her?
Yes, just briefly. Ma'am, are you afraid of your boyfriend?
Madame, est-ce que ou Perez kont menaj ou?
Non, li son bon moun, mba pe li.
No, he's a good person. I don't have any fear against him.
Okay. And if something like this were to happen again, would you be able to contact law enforcement?
Son bagay kon sa ta arrive ankor, est-ce ou ap kapab rele la loi, la police?
Mba kwe sa ap rive ankor.
I don't believe that will happen again.
No further questions.
Any questions for the defense?
Yes. Do you want to remain in contact with Mr. Nicholas?
Est-ce que vous voulez rester en contact avec Monsieur Nicolas?
Mwen pa pe li, mwen di sa deja, li son bon moun. Mba gen problem avèl.
I don't have any fear of him. I already said that already.
Okay. No further questions.
Do you live together?
Est-ce que nous habitons ensemble?
Mwen ka di oui, men de fwa le nou jis nan kont li kon fè deplase, men oui.
I can say yes, but sometime when we have little arguments, he does leave. So I would say yes.
Any input from the state?
Given that the victim would like contact, we would just be asking for no hostile contact. And they live together, so separate residences seems futile.
Any input from the defense?
No hostile contact's fine, but I'll ask if they can resume sharing residence as they have separate places. And she just mentioned that when he gets, in a mood, he leaves the residence.
You could interpret that, Madam Interpreter?
I heard the first part I did not get, but the second person I did get. So nous capable rester ensemble, m'a dit nous capable rester ensemble, c'est gen contact qui n'a parlé dans violence, n'a demandé séparation comme dame n'a dit que ça les non en compte monsieur a qu'on fait déplacement.
Jerome, do you want to repeat yourself?
I'll ask the court if they can remain sharing residences.
M'a dit jugement pour yo capable rester habiter ensemble.
I'll set your bond at $500.
M'a mette banou pour $500.
No hostile contact with the alleged victim.
No pas de contact avec victime nan qui violence.
Do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons.
Ou pas doit gen aucun arme, aucun sorte de ça qui capable dommager au monde.
Thank you.
Merci.
Thank you for being here, ma'am.
Thank you.
Merci que exposer la madame.
All right. Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
Thank you for using our services. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. What's your name, sir? All right, 22 MM 5278 AO, one kind of battery, dating violence. Reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause. Point the public defender. Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any input from the defense?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll ask for direct PTR.
What's the state's position?
If he qualifies, no objection. We would just like no alcohol to be a term of that release, as well as no illegal drugs, just given this happened at a nightclub.
Release. No contact, no return, maintain separate residence, do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, okay? In the back of your name? All right, 22 MM 5279 AO, one kind of battery, domestic, review the affidavit, found probable cause, point to public defender, any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any input from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Set your bond at $500, no contact, no return, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons.
Can we also add no drugs or alcohol in this one as well?
Don't do drugs. All right. Your name, sir? All right, sir, you're out on bond on a violation of a domestic injunction, 22 MM 4965 AO. I feel like that might be your second time violating that. You're here today in 22 MM 5280 AO, violation of a domestic injunction. Review that affidavit, found probable cause, point to public defender. Any input from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. We would be asking for the higher end of the bond schedule, given that he was found on the balcony of the victim's home and that this is a continuing occurrence.
Any input from the defense?
Yes, Your Honor. We're fine with the higher bond in this case, but we'll ask if you stay the bond in the other case because no information is filed, and that is in your division.
No. Why is the bond set at $20,000 on that case? Who set that?
Was it you?
No, I don't know. No, I mean, unless this person has violated already on that, it just seems really high. I am going to revoke it because it's been 2 weeks. I'll set your bond. I'm just curious as to who set it and why.
Schreiber.
Who?
Schreiber.
Oh, Margie Schreiber? Set it at 20,000?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll set your new bond. I mean, 20,000 didn't keep them out. I'll set your new bond at 20,000 and revoke your release in your old case. And then you can come see me and we'll figure out what to do with you, okay? Abide by the conditions of the injunction. Your name, sir?
Sherelle Najasalihi.
All right, sir. 22 MM 5296 AO, one kind of battery, dating violence. Review the affidavit, found probable cause, point to public defender. Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any input from the defense?
Yes, Your Honor. We'll ask for direct PTR and one-time return to the address. Well, actually,
Any
they're
input from the state on that?
I'm not sure. Does he qualify for PTR? Okay, I have that he doesn't. If he's released on PTR, we would have no objection to that. Just a PTR with a bond would be nice.
Your Honor, I'm sorry if I may. They're from Virginia. They're just here as tourists, so if they can remain in contact, just no hostile contact.
Can you do PTR if he's been in town visiting for 2 days, going back?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll give him a pretrial release, no hostile, no contact, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons. Your name, sir?
Daryl Sloan.
All right, out on bond, neglect of a child, 3 counts, 22 CF 4878 AO, here today, 22 MM 4868 AO, battery domestic, reviewed that affidavit, or I'm sorry, I think it's arrest warrant. Via arrest warrant, the bond on that is set at no bond with conditions, no contact with the alleged victim. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor. We just staying the bond.
Any input? Well, the bond's set at no bond.
Yeah, okay.
Any input from the defense?
I'll just ask if you set a reasonable bond in this case, Your Honor, and if you don't revoke release for the cases out on PTD for.
All right, I'll set his bond at $500, no contact, no return, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons. State, what's the status of the case that he's out on bond?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I just have that the charges are neglect of a child times 3.
I did look it up, Your Honor. He was abated. He's in PTD.
Okay, I'll take no action in that case. In the back, sir, your name? All right, 22 MM 459 AW, one count of battery, domestic, reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. Ma'am, your name?
My name is Shuli Roy Surjo.
All right, ma'am, is there anything that you want to tell me, anything you think the court should consider in determining conditions of his release?
Yes, please. My husband, he's a good person, and I'm a housewife. We have two kids, 2 years and 3 years old, and they love their fathers. And he's the only person is working in our house. He's financially supporting us. I would like to back him in the house, and I believe so. It will not happen again. I'm not scared of him. I love him so much.
Any questions, State?
She answered all my questions. I just want to bring to the court's attention that this was caught on film, and there are children in the home. He, from what I can tell, qualifies for PTR, so if he's released on PTR, we would be asking for a bond and no hostile contact. And while I can appreciate that she loves her husband, he attacked her from behind, and there are children in the home.
Any input from the defense?
Just no hostile contact, Your Honor. We're fine with PTR and setting a bond.
All right, set his bond at, well, we'll give him a pretrial release, no hostile contact, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons. If DCF gets involved, you have to abide by any conditions that DCF imposes, okay? All right, thank you. Thank you for being
Thank
here,
you,
ma'am.
Your Honor.
In the back, your name, sir? Your name?
Matthew Thompson.
22 MM 5293, one kind of battery, domestic, reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any input from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, 500, no contact, no return, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons. Your name, sir? Your name, sir?
Alexander Jomaselli.
All right, 22 MM 5303 AO, one kind of battery, domestic, one kind of violation of a domestic injunction. Reviewed that affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. Any input from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any input from the defense?
I live with my father's.
Okay. No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, I'll set your bond at $750, no contact on count one, 100 on count two. No contact, no return, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. In the back, your name, sir? I'm done. I was talking to the next gentleman. Your name, sir?
My name is Samuel.
I'm sorry, what is it?
Good morning, Samuel Celestine.
Okay. 22 CF 9160 AO, one kind of first degree murder. Were you interested in the services of the public defender? Did you want to represent yourself or hire a private attorney?
I did want to hire a private attorney, Your Honor.
All right. Do you know who you're going to hire yet? All right. So let me explain something to you real quick. You're here on some pretty serious charges, obviously. As a defendant, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. So the purpose of today's hearing is to determine whether or not I'm going to give you a bond and any kind of conditions of a release. You're not entitled to a bond on this, so I could hold you at no bond. All right, you're currently held at no bond. I'm not telling you that I'm going to keep you at no bond. I'm not telling you that I'm going to give you a bond. All right, but the hearing today is to determine whether or not I'm going to give you a bond. Any decision that I make, whether it's I give you a bond or don't give you a bond, the judge that's assigned to that case will inevitably review it. Okay. So you can go forward today without a lawyer, and we can make some decisions. If you want to see if you qualify for the public defender, I can appoint the public defender, or I can roll this to tomorrow, give you 24 hours to hire a lawyer, and then you can come back and have this hearing tomorrow with a lawyer. Do you have any questions?
I would like the counsel.
Okay. Do you want 24 hours to hire a lawyer, or do you want to see if you qualify for a lawyer?
Yeah, his mom is in the gallery. She said she's gonna hire an attorney.
Okay. So your mom, is that your mom?
It's my mom.
Okay. So, she says she's gonna hire you a lawyer. You want me to roll this case to tomorrow for your mom to hire a lawyer? You come back tomorrow with a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. I'll go ahead, I'll roll this case to tomorrow, okay? All right. Your name, ma'am?
Elsie Celestin,
All right, and your relationship?
his mom.
Okay. All right, so obviously you know he's here on some pretty serious charges, correct?
I didn't hear what you said.
He is here on a first-degree murder charge. Do you understand that?
Yes, I heard about it, but I don't understand it too much.
Okay, all right. So do you know who you're gonna hire yet, or have you talked to anyone?
Yes, I talked to somebody, but I don't know who to hire yet.
Okay, who did you talk to?
My daughter spoke to somebody.
Okay. Do you think you'll be able to find somebody tomorrow?
His name, my daughter said that the name of the person that he spoke with is Salazar.
Okay, all right. So he's gonna be rolled to tomorrow at 9 a.m. And if you get a lawyer, the lawyer will explain to you what they're going to do to help. If you don't have a lawyer, come back tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Okay,
It'll be a different judge, it won't be me.
okay,
And you can talk to that judge, and they could temporarily appoint a lawyer, or they could give you more time. But it'll be entirely up to that judge's discretion, okay?
okay.
Okay, all right.
And
Good
I
luck.
also put some money for him. Yesterday I asked, they gave me a number to put some money if he wants to call. He didn't know that too.
Okay.
My daughter put some money for him.
All right, so you had some money to make some calls. Talk to your parents, understand everything's recorded on those phone lines. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your name?
Monte Curry.
All right, out on bond on a no valid 22 CF 9200AO here today, and 22 CF, I'm sorry, you're out on bond on is it no valid? Felony no valid? Oh, it's the fleeing and eluding that's the no bond. That's what's happened. 22 CF 9200AO, no valid and fleeing and eluding. According to your financial affidavit, you do not qualify for the services of the public defender. The public defender is for individuals that are indigent that cannot afford a lawyer. You're also here on 22 CF 9177AO, possession of a concealed weapon or firearm by a convicted felon, possession of a concealed weapon or firearm by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition, and resisting. You want to go forward today without a lawyer, or like the last gentleman, do you want me to roll this 24 hours for you to hire a lawyer, and then we can come back and have this hearing? Do you have any questions?
I don't have it for a lawyer.
So you want to go forward today without a lawyer, or roll to tomorrow?
I can't get a PD?
You don't qualify for the public defender. You make too much money.
I mean, if I'm in here and I won't have a job no more.
Well, you filled out an affidavit under oath, and according to that affidavit, you do not qualify.
You serious?
So what do you want to do?
Would I be able to get a bond at least?
Yeah, you'll get a bond today. So you want to go forward today?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Review the affidavits, found probable cause. I'll stay your bonds on case number 22 CF 9177AO. On your second case, I'll stay your bond at $250 on the no valid driver's license. And on the fleeing and eluding, I'll set it at $7,500.
So you reduced count one? Because it's a bond correction.
Oh, it says 250 on that thing. Oh, yeah, it's 250.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right, thank you. Your name, ma'am? Your name?
Shadeen.
What is it?
Darnie Shadeen.
All right, you are here in 22 CF 9201AO, fleeing and eluding, reckless driving. Review the affidavit, found probable cause. Appoint the public defender, and I'll set count one at $5,000, count two at $100. Looks like, is their hold clear, or does she still have a hold? Yeah. Okay, all right. right, thank you. In the back, your name, sir?
Your Honor, Denarde Ellis is outside medical.
All right, 22 CF 9180, waiver roll. Temporarily appoint.
Waive.
All right, found PC, stay the bonds. Your name?
Jose Fernandez.
22 CF 9192 AO, uncounted battery on a uniformed licensed security officer. Review the affidavit, found probable cause, and appoint the public defender, and I'll stay your bond. Thank you. In the back, your name, sir? Your name, sir?
Luis Figueroa Rivera.
22 CF 9202 AO, you're here on,
Your Honor, we'll waive reading.
all right. Review the affidavit, found probable cause, appoint the public defender. He's also on probation. Any input from the state with regards to count 1 or count 7 or any of the counts?
For count 7, we would be asking, or just all of it, we're asking for the highest end of the bond schedule, Your Honor, and we recognize that he has no history listed, but given the nature of the charges.
He's on probation for sex battery.
Yeah, I don't have his history listed though, so, but given the fact that he's on probation and these are similar charges, I would ask the maximum.
All right. Any input from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll set count 1 at $150, count 2, $150, count 3, $150, count 4, $150, count 5, $150, count 6, $150, count 7, I'll set at $30,000. And can I unview him for this VOP? I'd like to set that at no bond.
Okay, can we get a case number, Judge?
That looks like case number 0500693.
All right, case number.
I don't know, that's what it says. Actually, I'll stay, here's what I'll do, I'll stay count 7 at no bond. Do not, no contact with the alleged victim and, no unsupervised contact with anyone under the age of 18, okay?
No unview, correct?
No, I mean, I'd still like to, yeah, unview and keep him at no bond, but
I just want a case number.
it's a no on view. All right, your name, sir?
Wayne Graham, sir.
All right, sir, out on bond on a fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer, 22 CF 7552 AO. Here today in 22 CF 9179 AO, grand theft, third degree, and resisting a merchant. Were you interested in the services of the public defender? Did you want to represent yourself or hire a private attorney?
Sir, I hired somebody. So
All right.
I'm sorry, I'm crying this morning. I just lost my mom. Sorry.
All right. Well, you want me to roll this to tomorrow, give you some time to talk to a lawyer and grieve your mother? You have a potential of sitting in here on no bond because you're out on bond on this fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer.
Sir.
You want me to roll it to tomorrow for you, give you some time?
Good, sir. I just want to see my mom.
All right, I'll roll this to tomorrow, hire a lawyer, get some information, and, we'll see you tomorrow and get you out of here, okay? All right, your name, sir?
Is behavior.
All right, 22 CF 9190 AO, MDMA, temporarily appoint waiver roll.
Waive.
All right, we'll stay as bond. Found PC. Your name, sir?
More green.
22 CF 9174 AO, possession of fentanyl, possession of drug paraphernalia. You're also here in 22 MM 5285 AO, petty theft. Review those affidavits, found probable cause, point the public defender, and I'll stay your bonds.
What do you say?
He stayed your bonds.
7.
In the back, sir, your name? Your name, sir? I guess I'll ask a third time. Your name? All right. Can you just read his name tag for me?
Lorenzo Johnson.
All right. Out on bond, 22 CF 1076 AO, grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle. Here today, 22 CF 9183 AO, grand theft, third degree, possession of cocaine, criminal mischief, trespass, and assault. Were you interested in the services of the public defender? Did you want to represent yourself or hire a private attorney? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. If you could respond, that'll help move these things along. Otherwise, I might have some issues with
I didn't understand what
whether or not you understand what's going on.
I didn't understand what's going on or what your question was.
You want to represent yourself, hire a private attorney, or see if you qualify for the public defender? All right. I'll roll you to tomorrow, okay? Give you 24 hours to think about it.
I want to know what the best thing to do.
Your Honor, Ishmael Martinez on it.
I want to
Right.
represent myself, sir. I want. What's the best thing to do?
No, I gotta roll you to tomorrow. I mean, I can't keep asking you.
Hold on, sir.
That's all right. We'll do it tomorrow. Don't worry. I'm not leaving you alone. We're gonna do it tomorrow.
We reset him for determination of counsel.
No, he's got IA tomorrow.
Okay, so just for initial.
Yeah. All right, your name?
Brent McKimmey.
All right, 22 CF 9173 AO, burglary of a conveyance, criminal mischief greater than 200, less than 1,000. Reviewed that affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender, and I'll stay your bonds, no return to the scene.
Okay.
Your name, sir?
Christopher Smith.
All right, sir, you have two cases. The first one, 22 CF 9185 AO, trafficking in MDMA, possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, possession of a controlled substance, driving while license suspended, attached tag, providing false ID to a law enforcement officer. I reviewed that affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. You're also here in 21 CT 2313 AO on a failure to appear on a driving while license suspended. According to that, your bond's set at $5,000. On your new case, I will stay your bonds. Your name, sir?
Timothy Stevens.
22 CF 9165 AO, destruction of evidence and resisting officer without violence. Reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender, and I'll set count 1 at 500 and stay count 2. Your name, sir? 22 CF 9189 AO, battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting officer with violence. Reviewed that affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. I'll stay count 1, count 2, I'll set it $150. Do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons. It looks like you might also have a hold because you're on probation for robbery with a gun or a deadly weapon, 2 counts.
I never became to check back in, so they never. I was supposed to check back in on Monday.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, I gave you a bond on this case. There may or may not be a hold on that one, so even if you do post your bond, you may or may not get out, okay?
Will it show today? If it is a hold?
I'm sorry?
Will it show a hold today?
I don't know if there is a hold. That's what I'm telling you.
It shouldn't be no hold.
Your Honor, Lisa Wallace refused.
All right, temporarily appoint 22 CT 25 AA, 22 CT 605 AA, 22 CT 24 AA, 22 CT 262 AA, and a new case 22 CF 9182 AO. Waiver roll.
Waive.
All right, reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, and temporarily appoint. State of you, tell me what the status is of the cases that she's out on bond. On the new case here, I will
Yes.
stay her bonds on that, on the new case. What's the status of the ones that she's out on bond?
I'm checking now.
More importantly, let's look at the one that says that she's out on bond for trafficking in 28 grams or more of meth. That's the one that interests me.
The 262. Yeah, that's a CF. fine. I'm in Orange County. That's awesome.
Yep, 262 AO. State file on it yet? 7 months old.
Yes.
All right, I'll revoke her release in that case. Let the judge assign in that case to determine what a reasonable bond is. Yes. Just that one. The other ones I'll take no action on. It's like 100 and 100.
But these bonds are staying.
Yes. Yeah, and then I revoked her release in the felony trafficking charge.
And then for today's, are we staying the bonds?
I say the bonds.
Okay, thank you.
All right, your name, sir? Your name?
Mark Whitaker.
All right, 22 CF 9188 AO, possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia. Review the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. I can stay your bonds. He also qualifies for pretrial release. You want to be released through pretrial release and have to submit to random drug test, or do you want to post your $1,100 bond?
I'll get released. I had to go to work tonight.
All right, so we'll do the pretrial release.
Thank you.
Do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs in random UAs. Your name, ma'am? All right, you have 2 cases, 21 MM 7076, failure to appear on a prostitution charge. According to that, your bond set at $500. And 21 MM 4380 on a prostitution charge, failed to appear. According to that, your bond set at $2,000. I'll appoint the public defender on both of those cases for you, okay? Thank you.
Oh, shoot.
Your name?
Gavin Tolton.
What happened to Joshua Hooper? Their PC.
Yeah, need him.
I probably bonded it. It's 220-18377. Bonded.
Sheesh.
God, I'm so excited for that one too. All right, your name again?
Gavin Tolton.
All right, 22 CT 4457 AO DUI. Review the affidavit, found probable cause. Appoint the public defender. I can either set your bond at $500 or release you through pretrial release with no drugs or alcohol. Which one do you want? All right, thank you. In the back, sir, your name? Your name, sir?
Will Thomas.
All right, you're here on 22 CT 743 and 744. Driving while license suspended and no motor vehicle registration and resisting officer. Review those affidavits, found probable cause. I'll set your bond at 100 on each of the driving offenses, and I'll stay your bond at 500 on the resisting.
Okay, is there a 5-day hold still?
There may be. Looks like he's on probation for felony delivery with a gun.
You said that right.
What?
The driving ones are 100, 100. I reduced the one to 100.
And the resistance stayed at
I
500.
stayed.
Thank you.
So I can.
Michael Briggs, his behavior.
2 days.
92 MM 5284, temporarily appoint waiver role, Briggs, behavior.
Waive.
All right, we'll stay as bond, no return to the scene.
Sandra Cushman is outside medical.
All right, 22 MM 5291, temporarily appoint waiver role.
Waive.
All right, any input from the state on the DV?
Thank you.
No weapons, and I don't believe there was alcohol mentioned in this one, so just no weapons.
All right, any input from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll state count 1 at 500, count 2 at 100. No contact and abide by the conditions of the injunction. Your name, sir? Good morning. Your name, sir? Actually, good afternoon.
Danny Mitchell.
All right, 22 MM 5295 AO. One count of indecent exposure of sexual organs. Reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, appoint the public defender, and I'll stay your bond. In the back, your name, sir? Your name?
Is there any way can I get an OR? I got to work tomorrow.
No,
Because I'm not from here. I'm from the state of Louisiana.
I know. Yeah, you got a long history from the state of Louisiana too, so that's why I'm not inclined to
I
ROR.
haven't been in trouble in like 12 years.
Last conviction, May 11th of last year. Unauthorized entry into an inhabited dwelling after forbidden disturbing the peace by appearing intoxicated and criminal trespass. Anything else you want to say?
Sir, I'm in Florida, sir. I go to work Monday.
All right.
I ain't got no way until I go to work, sir.
Good luck. Your name, sir?
Robert Randall Perry.
All right, 22 MM 5289 AO, trespass on property after warning, review the affidavit, found probable cause, appoint the public defender, I'll stay your bond, no return to the scene.
No, just that, you good.
Your name, sir?
Damian Brown.
All right, 221883, out of County Warren on a lewd and lascivious battery. This is out of Seminole County. According to this, the bond set at $15,000. Seminole County has 24 hours to pick you up starting tomorrow, so really 48 hours, okay?
Your Honor, Christopher Connor reviews.
All right, temporarily appoint waiver roll.
Waive.
All right, 2 out of County warrants, no bond on the first one there, and no bond on the second one. 20 CF 694 and 694. Right? Oh, it says 202. 2 cases. I don't know. All right, your name, sir?
Glenn Gaines.
Oh, here's Christopher Connor right here. On that one too. There he is. They just weren't stapled, or they weren't paperclip. Glenn Gaines.
Yes, sir.
All right, 222141 MMA out of County Warren, failure to appear for arraignment on a petty theft. This is out of Seminole County. According to this, your bond is set at $995. Seminole County has 48 hours. They have 24 hours from tomorrow to pick you up. Okay. Your name, sir?
Yeah, Gibson.
All right, sir, you've got 7 out of county warrants and 2200800095. Well, it's actually it's 7 counts, 1 warrant. According to this, your bond is set at, let's see, is out of Lake County. Count 1 is I don't know, I got a bond of 20,000 on count 6 and a bond of 14,000 on count 7. What about the first few counts?
They said my whole bond was like 14 bands.
No bond? This is total bond. Grand theft, total bond, 14,000.
This is Gibson, right? They just did a blanket bond.
But it is 14,000, right? Yeah, so the total bond's 14,000. I'm not sure how they broke it down. 7 counts, 2,000 each. I don't know. All right, but the total's 14. All right. Your name, sir?
Camil Ojedotero.
17 MM 315 out of County Warrants, failure to appears. This is out of Osceola County. Count 1, your bond set at $2,999, and count 2, $150. Osceola County has 24 hours to pick you up starting tomorrow, okay? Your name, ma'am?
Michaela Pacheco.
All right, 20 MM 1617 out of County Warrant, out of Osceola County. According to this, your bond set at $2,999. They have 24 hours starting tomorrow to come pick you up. Your name?
Welcome, Antonio.
All right, C 1659678 out of County Warrant on a failure to register as a sex offender out of Duval County. According to this warrant, your bond set at $15,003. Duval County has 72 hours to come pick you up starting tomorrow, okay? All right, thank you. Your name?
How you doing, sir?
What is it?
Akeem Woods.
All right, 2022 MM 25624 out of County Warrant on a failure to appear, a trespass out of Brevard County. According to this, your bond set at $1,000. Brevard County has 24 hours to pick you up starting tomorrow, okay?
Your Honor, Stephen Berkeley recused.
All right, 22 CF 9144 AO rolled from yesterday to today, temporarily appoint, waiver roll.
Waive.
All right, reviewed the affidavit, found probable cause, and then I'll stay count 1 and I'll reduce counts 2 and 3 to $100 each, and count 4 to $150.
Yasmin Brigham is mental health.
All right, 22 MM 5267 AO temporarily appoint.
Waive.
Waive. Review the affidavit, found probable cause, I'll stay the bonds, and then out on ROR on a trespass, I'll take no action on that case, 22 MM 4040 AO. And is there a new one as well? 22 MM 5267, that's the one we did, right? Yeah. All right. What's your name, sir?
Graham.
All right, you're here, Osceola County wants you on a violation of probation. According to this, your bond is set at no bond. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, and 22 CF 9149 AO, possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, reviewed that affidavit, and stay count 1 and reduce count 2 to $100. Is that everything on him? Oh. You do or don't?
Yes, Lord.
Let me know when you found it.
It's not gonna be all right. You'll quick get his-
Got it? All right. Your name, sir?
What was the bottom amount? Count one.
I stayed count 1 and reduced count 2 to 100.
Louis Ivan Flores Morales.
I'm sorry, one more time?
Louis Ivan Flores Morales.
All right, 22 CF 9122 AO, battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting officer without violence, and trespass on property. Were you interested in the services of the public defender? Did you want to represent yourself or hire a private attorney? Sir, I asked you the question, not her. I was talking to you. It's rude when I talk to you and then you turn around and start talking to somebody else.
Public defender, Your Honor.
All right, do you have a job?
No.
Any sources of income?
I live on the streets. My family helps me.
Okay. All right, I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you and review the affidavit, found probable cause. And I will stay count 1, and count 2 I'll reduce to 100, and count 3 to 100, no return to the scene. In the back, your name?
Your Majesty Gaskin.
22 MM 5237 AO, battery, domestic, and resisting officer. Review the affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. Any input from the state?
Just requesting no contact, and this one didn't have alcohol from what I remember. So no contact, no weapons.
Any input from the defense?
I'll just ask for no hostile contact. He's from New York. He was just visiting, and he has a flight for Friday, so.
I'll set count 1 at $500, count 2 at $100. I'm going to order no contact, maintain separate residence, do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons, so you may have to take a different flight.
Oh, no, me and her we're not on the same flight.
I'm sorry?
My flight was last Friday.
Oh, okay.
He took that flight to New York.
Okay, so then you're going to be flying by yourself, right? Or with everybody else on the plane, but not that. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Your Honor, Marcus Harris refused.
All right, temporarily appoint 22 CF 679 AO, waiver roll. Harris, waiver roll, temporarily appoint.
What did you say, Your Honor?
Waiver roll on Marcus Harris.
Waive.
All right, count 1 I'll set at, it's a failure to appear. According to this, the bond set at 5,000 on count 1 and 100 on count 2 and 100 on count 3. So happy that I have all these. Ronald Jackson.
Yes, sir.
That's you. 22 MM 5268 AO, possession of drug paraphernalia, 2 counts, resisting officer, and trespass. Reviewed that affidavit, found probable cause, point the public defender. I'll stay count 1 at 500 and reduce counts 2, 3, and 4 to 100. No return to the scene.
Your Honor, Jesse Lyle is medical.
All All right, 22 CF 1911AO, failure to appear temporarily appoint waiver roll.
Waive.
All right, the bond set at 1,500 on that one.
On Jesse, he has, the warrant is stated on.
Bond plus PTR? Okay, all right, thank you.
It was medical, right?
Yes.
Yeah, bond conditions with pretrial supervision with the following conditions: do not possess or consume any controlled substances not legally prescribed by a physician, random UAs through PTR. All right, your name, sir?
Raekwon Martin.
All right, 22 MO 889, disorderly, point the PD.
Did you keep all the unread ones?
Finish.
Hello, Cisco Unity Connection Messaging System. From a touch-tone telephone, you may dial an extension at any time.
All right. All right, we are on the record. Counsel for the State Defense, please announce your presence.
Taylor Fleming on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
You.
Letitia George on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Laura Royo, State Certified Interpreter and previously sworn.
All right, good morning.
Alexis Quintero Gonzalez, refuse.
And that will waive the appearance, Your
That's
Honor.
actually the second case I have. The court is appointing the public defender as to trafficking in fentanyl, 14 grams or more. The court finds probable cause and sets bond at $50,000. The court does not have, there are several counts on an out on bond case, and I don't have the specific breakdown of the counts, but the court would revoke the bond on the delivery of fentanyl.
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
if I may, the out on bond, it appears based on the warrants that they occurred around the same period of time, so it does not appear that he was actually out on bond. All the offenses occurred around April 20th and April 19th.
So the case that I was referring to, 2022 CF 7316AO, specifically, when did that case occur, specifically?
It's showing me April 20th.
April 20th? And so the case that I'm making reference to today was, hold on a minute.
It's like they started April 19th, Your Honor, and then
Looks like this is May 13th.
Yes, Your Honor. The date on the new case, on the 22 CF 8841, happened May 13th, but he didn't get arrested until June 8th, and he bonded out on July 13th. So he technically is not out on bond.
Okay. The court will take no action on the out on bond case.
Connection is established, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I'm not sure who this is.
Estoy aquí detenido.
Sir, what's your name?
El día de ayer, mi nombre es José Miguel Rodríguez.
My name is Jose Miguel Rodriguez.
Acosta, sí. José Miguel Rodríguez Acosta.
Jose Miguel Rodriguez Acosta.
All right, Mr. Jose Acosta, case number 2022 CF 9216AO, Madam Interpreter. Sir, the court finds probable cause in your case for burglary of a structure. Burglary of a conveyance with an assault or a battery therein. Bond stays at 0 bond, no bond. Count 2, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Bond is set at $3,500. Count 3, criminal mischief. Bond is set at $500. Conditions of bond are as follows. You are to have no contact with the victim and not to return to the location where these incidents occurred. Possess no weapons and no firearms, and surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. Count 2 is aggravated battery, a deadly weapon, 3,500. Count 3. Thank you, sir.
Also, Your Honor, can you advise the defendant that he has an immigration hold that was placed on him?
Let's put the headphones back on him. Sir, you're hereby advised that there is additionally an immigration hold in your of your person. I'm sorry.
I believe he just said yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, thank you. Miss Interpreter, did he say anything?
Yes, Your Honor. I could not hear him, so.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Are you Harry Torres Perez?
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Torres Perez's case number is 2022 MM 5317AO. Interpreter. Sir, the court finds probable cause for the charge of battery. And I will order as follows: a bond of $500, condition that you have no contact with the victim, and that you possess no weapons and possess no firearms as a condition of the bond, and surrender any weapons or firearms in your possession to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. You're further ordered to not return to the location where this incident occurred, or have no contact with any co-defendant. Thank you, sir. Do we have one more Spanish? Okay. Miss Interpreter, I'm being told that we have no more Spanish interpreter cases, so thank you.
You're welcome, Your Honor. The interpreter will disconnect.
All right. Okay, is this Daniel Sonatas?
Alan Knight, refuse, Your Honor.
Alan Knight. Is he the one that required one of the interpreters? Alan Knight.
And I will waive the appearance, Your Honor.
The public defender has waived his appearance. Court finds probable cause for the offense of trespass, and bond stays at $500. The court will take no action on his several out on bond cases. Defendant is ordered to have no contact with the victim and not return to the location where this incident occurred.
Your Honor, the defendant also has a new law petty theft.
New law petty theft? Let's see here. Yes, ma'am. I overlooked it. Let me look at it real quick. Yes, ma'am. The court does find probable cause for the petty theft charge, and bond stays at $500 as well. The defendant is ordered to have no contact, not return to the location where that incident occurred. All right. Is Sonatas the Portuguese case? All right. Is Daniel Sonatas the Portuguese case? Ms. Silva? Silvamar da Silva? No? Who is he?
These are Sonatas, the Creole.
All right, we don't have the Creole. Okay. We do not have the Creole. May not have the Portuguese yet either, right? Answer. Bordos Cornelius. Okay.
Nobody yet. You want to do the arraignment? Okay.
Cornelius Brodos. Mr. Brodos, you're being informed at this time in your arraignment that you're charged with indecent conduct. I am appointing a public defender to represent you in this case, and the case will be scheduled for a pretrial conference.
Your Honor, an offer was conveyed to Mr. Brodus of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, court costs, and a $10 filing fee on behalf of the city.
And Mr. Brodus would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest, Your Honor.
As is the defense stipulating to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Brodus, is this your signature here at the bottom of this plea form? Yes or no?
Let's say it loud.
Yes.
Did you read the plea form in its entirety before you signed it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Do you understand that by entering a plea of no contest, you are giving up the rights on the front of this plea form? Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medicine this morning?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Do you understand a conviction on this case will subject you to deportation if you're not a United States citizen?
Yes.
Defense is stipulated, and I do find a sufficient factual basis based upon stipulation. I find you to be alert and intelligent. You are adjudicated guilty. You're ordered to serve 39 days in jail with credit for 39 days time served, and to pay a $10 filing fee and mandatory court costs. Filing fee and court costs must be paid within 364 days of today's date. I am ordering your release as to this charge. You must report to the clerk's office to make your payments. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
You have the right to appeal the sentence. If you wish to appeal, you must do so in writing within 30 days of today's date. Thank you. Veronica Brown. Ma'am, you're here for an arraignment on a charge of resisting an officer without violence. The public defender is appointed,
And Your Honor, we're going to enter a plea of not guilty.
and I will reset your case for a pretrial conference.
It'll be in Division 80, September 22nd at 9 o'clock in courtroom 9C.
George Feliciano.
First, medical, Your Honor.
And,
We'll reschedule his, unless you want me to waive it.
yes, Your Honor, I'll waive and enter a plea of not guilty.
All right, the case will be scheduled for a pretrial conference.
Division 50, September 2nd at 9 o'clock in courtroom 4E.
Felipe Belris Francelon. Are you Felipe Francelon? All right, you're here for your arraignment, and you're charged with trespass in a structure.
And, Your Honor, the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the Walmart located at 10500 West Colonial Drive, and there is a cost of investigation of $175.20 to the Orlando Ocoee, Police Department. And Mr. Francillion would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
And are you representing that there's a factual basis in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Francillon, is this your signature here at the bottom of this plea form?
Yes, I get.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Francillon, did you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm not able to hear you, though.
You gotta speak loud, please.
Is this your signature, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you read the plea form in its entirety before you signed it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that by entering a plea of no contest, you're giving up the rights on the plea form?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol or drugs or medicine this morning?
Oh, Your Honor.
All right, your counsel has stipulated, and I do find that there's a sufficient factual basis based upon stipulation, and I find that you are alert, you are intelligent, and I will adjudicate you guilty. Order 40 days in jail with credit for the 40 days you have already served. I'm ordering your release as to this charge. I'm further ordering that you pay all mandatory court costs in this case, as well as costs of investigation to the Ocoee Police Department in the amount of $175.20. All monies must be paid through the clerk's office within 364 days of today's date. You are ordered to not return to the Walmart where this incident occurred. Do you have any questions?
Oh, Your Honor.
You have the right to appeal the sentence. If you wish to appeal, then you must do so in writing within 30 days of today's date. Thank you, sir. Joel Garcia Camba.
We're gonna do the Portuguese. They're coming on.
Do I need to do anything with these? This is Judge Allen. Is the Portuguese interpreter on? Hello?
Hello?
Can the Portuguese interpreter please respond if you're on the phone?
I'm on the phone, Your Honor.
Okay, I think he's on there, but for some reason he's not coming in.
Hello?
Mr.
Oh, Your
Interpreter, I can hear you now. I was having a little trouble before.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we're going to swear you in, and then we'll swear in the defendant.
Do you swear to translate from Portuguese to English, English to Portuguese, the testimonies given?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Please raise your right hand. Can you tell the defendant to raise the right hand, please?
Mr. Interpreter,
A su mão direita, por favor.
Mr. Interpreter, can you hear us in the courtroom?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. Please raise your right hand to be sworn in.
Por favor, levante a mão direita para vocês juramentar.
Do you understand Portuguese, sir, or do you speak a different language?
O senhor entende português ou o senhor fala outro idioma diferente?
Português.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn in, Mr. Ignacio da Silveira.
Por favor, levante a mão direita para poder você juramentar, senhor Inácio Silva.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Então, o testemunho que você vai dar é a verdade, nada é verdade.
Mr. da Silveira, can you answer the question?
O senhor da Silva, o senhor pode responder a pergunta?
Pode repetir? Eu não entendi a pergunta.
Basically, to repeat the question. Então, você jura falar a verdade, nada mais além da verdade?
Sim.
Yes.
Sir, put your hand down.
O senhor pode baixar a mão.
Mr. Interpreter, I'm about to start speaking and I wish for you to please interpret what I say. Mr. da Silveira, you are charged with DUI, driving under the influence.
Então, senhor da Silva, o senhor está sendo, então, recebendo o encargo de ter sido indiciado com sendo dirigindo com o sob influência.
Do you understand that?
Sim, está entendendo?
Sim.
Yeah.
The court is setting a bond of $500 as to that charge.
Então, o tribunal está colocando, então, como condição da sua apreensão depois, valor de $500 por conta do que você está sendo indiciado.
You are also charged with leaving the scene of an accident.
Então, você também está sendo indiciado por deixar a cena do acidente.
Bond is set at $500 as to that charge.
Também o valor, então, para poder você aparecer sob fiança também de $500 também dessa condenação.
Do you understand that?
Está entendendo isso?
Sim.
Yeah.
You also are charged with driving without a valid license, and bond is set at $150 as to that charge.
Você também está sendo indiciado, então, por estar conduzindo sem na carteira de motorista e também tem o valor, então, da fiança de $150 por conta desse indiciamento.
I am appointing the public defender to represent you on all cases.
Eu vou dar defensor público para poder representar em todos esses casos.
Do you have any questions?
Tem alguma pergunta?
Não.
Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Obrigado, senhor. O senhor está liberado.
Thank you, Mr. Interpreter. You are also excused.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Is there anything else I can do for you before I go?
No, but thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you for your services. Have a great day.
All right, let me turn this volume down.
Back to the arraignment.
Joel Garcia Camba.
Medical, Your Honor.
Medical.
And, I will waive and enter plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, plea of not guilty is entered. The case will be set for an arraignment.
Division 85, August
Thank you.
29th.
Set for a pretrial. Set for a pretrial, sorry. My mistake.
August 29th at 9 o'clock in courtroom 4A.
Luis Mario Gonzalez.
Also medical, Your Honor.
And I will waive and enter plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
A plea of not guilty is entered. The case will be scheduled for a pretrial conference.
Division 85, August 29th at 9 o'clock in courtroom 4A.
Shamar Dante Henry.
Medical also, Your Honor.
Come on. I will waive and enter a plea of not guilty.
Plea of not guilty entered, and this matter will be scheduled for a pretrial conference.
Division 85, August 29th at 9 o'clock in courtroom 4A.
David Blake King. Mr. King, sir, you are here for your arraignment. I'm advising you of your charge of carrying simulated firearms. The public defender has been appointed in this case. Ms. Public Defender, is there a resolution?
There is an offer, Your Honor. Can we come back to?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I just need to.
Thaddeus Terrell. Mr. Terrell, you are here on a charge of petty theft with a prior theft conviction. The public defender was appointed in that case as well.
I will enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Plea of not guilty entered. This matter will be scheduled for pretrial conference.
It'll be Division 81, September 2nd at 9 o'clock in courtroom 6B.
Deanna Sandra Thomas. Ms. Thomas, you're charged with battery. The public defender was appointed in your case.
I will enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Plea of not guilty is entered. This matter will be scheduled for pretrial.
Hold on, please. This Thomas? Is this Thomas? Yes. Okay. It'll be August 29th at 9 o'clock in courtroom 4A.
Donald Worless. Donald Eugene Worless. Mr. Worless, sir, you're here for your arraignment on a charge of petty theft. The public defender has been appointed in your case.
I will enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Worless, your case will be scheduled for a pretrial conference.
It's gonna be Division 85, August 29th at 9 o'clock in courtroom 4A.
And thank you, Mr. Worless. Mr. King, Miss George, that's the one you asked me to recall.
Yes, Your Honor. He just needs to review the plea form.
All right.
Because we're waiting on the city.
All right.
If we could just keep going with these, huh?
I have the Creole on the phone.
That's fine. And then I'm gonna give him the plea form to review.
The Creole case is Mr. Sonatas, Daniel Sonatas.
Adjudication, $10 filing, and a $250 fee.
The Creole's on.
The Creole is
Hello?
on.
Hello? Hello?
Good morning, this is Judge Allen. And Miss Interpreter, we're going to swear you in to translate from Creole to English, okay?
Okay. Should I introduce myself first or what?
Oh, yes, go ahead, sorry, I apologize.
Oh, in Creole, okay? Ok, nom se Marilyn, mwen pral pale pou ou, mwen do apel sa sous contrôle pour formation ak assurance de qualité, et tout ça m'a interprété pour m'a kembe le secret. Go ahead.
Well, can you introduce yourself to me as well in English?
Oh, okay. Thank you for calling Language Line Solution. This is Marilyn, ID 110216, and I will be your Haitian Creole interpreter today.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, raise your right hand, we're going to swear you in to interpret.
Do you swear to
Sure, go ahead.
Do you swear to translate from English to English to Creole, Creole to English, testimonies given?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, and now we're going to swear the defendant in. So raise your right hand.
Okay. Levez bras droit pour jurer.
Do you swear from the testimony about to give, share but the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
C'est pour répéter Aïdou.
Répétez ID, moi.
Y a demandé au juré, est-ce que ou a juré que tout ça pral dire c'est vérité et seulement c'est vérité?
Oui.
Yes.
Thank you. You may take your hand down now.
Baissez bien.
All right. Are you Mr. Sonatas, Daniel Sonatas?
Est-ce que ce monsieur Sénatis, Daniel Sénatis?
Oui. Daniel Senatis.
Yes.
You're charged
Yeah,
with
Daniel Senatis.
trespassing in a structure or conveyance.
Yo te chargé ou pas son côté ou pas supposé passer?
Your Honor,
Non,
state.
pas de côté me dépasser, non, sinon, boss de chaîne n'a me payé.
Qui côté t'es?
Non, boss de chaîne n'a me payé. Dans la station, boss là.
Boss de... Ou t'es dans station autobus?
Oui.
I was at the bus station.
All right. I do find probable cause for this charge.
Moi, jouen cas possible pour charge yo.
And bond is set at $500.
Et ou supposé payer une caution de $500.
You are ordered to not return to the location where.
Même pas fait rien, non?
Ou pas supposé retourner côté ya. I didn't do anything.
I am appointing a public defender to represent you, and you can talk to the public defender, not right now, but when they come and take your statement about what you believe happened in the case.
OK. Moi, mandé pour yo bon un moun pour aider au public pour venir défendre. OK? C'est pas kounye, c'est après ça on va parler pour déclarer pour ba déclaration pour défendre.
Eh bien, c'est travail, moi, travail dans notre, oui. M'ba moun bo ici,
I was going to work in the north. I'm not from here.
West Palm Beach, when sorti, Pennsylvania, m'ba travail. C'est boss,
I'm coming
changer boss.
I'm coming from I'm coming from West Palm Beach. Koto ta pale, Philadelphia.
So, sir,
I was going to Pennsylvania.
Let me just interrupt. I understand that you have your version of what happened, but according to the police report, the ownership of the location where you were, they asked you to leave, and you refused to leave.
OK. Oui, monsieur, ça me te vle di ou, moi connais c'est pour ba version pa ou. Mais report police lan dit que côté à côté maître propriétaire à yo dou aller ou refuser quitter.
Non, non, boss de chaîne n'a me payé, ton boss. Me changer
I was at the bus station. I was at the bus station waiting for the bus.
Yeah.
I understand. You don't have significant priors that I have been advised of, so I will reduce the bond from $500 to $100.
OK, moi comprendre, mais comme nous pas gain assez évidence, au lieu qu'on paye $500 caution, m'a réduit la $100.
Any further conversation you should have with your lawyer, the public defender who I have appointed to represent you.
N'importe qui conversation qu'on gagne avec public defender, avocat que demandé pour venir défendre.
Thank you, sir.
Oui.
Merci, monsieur.
Thank you, Miss Interpreter.
Is there any, when do I have to pay?
Whenever you can get the money together to pay it.
N'importe qui l'a vle gen la, n'importe qui l'a gen kob la pour payer. I have to go to work. How do I have to send it? I was going to work at the plantation and they arrest me for nothing.
Any further conversation, I'm going to strongly urge you to have it with the lawyer who's appointed to represent you.
OK, n'importe qui l'autre conversation gagnée, c'est pour parler avec avocat que me pral ba ou a, OK? If there is anything else I may help you with, this is the interpreter.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Senatus.
Merci, Monsieur Senatus. Is that all for the interpreter?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome, and thank you for using our service. Bye-bye.
Our pleasure.
Okay, so that's it.
All right.
That's all we can do today.
I lost paper.
I already let the attorney.
Oh, that's all I have for him? All right. Recalling David Blake King.
Yes, Your Honor, we're gonna enter a plea of not guilty.
All right. This case will be scheduled for a pretrial conference.
In Division 62, it'll be September 12th at 8:30 in courtroom 12C.
Thank you. Okay, are we back on? Okay. Christopher Barnes.
You're welcome.
Mr. Barnes. The court finds probable cause for count 1, false alarm of a fire. Bond stays at $500. Count 2, resisting an officer without violence. Bond stays at $100. And to count 3, trespass on property after a warning, and bond stays at $100. The court is taking no action on your out on bond case, but I am ordering that you not return to the location where this incident occurred as a condition of your bond. Thank you, sir. DeMarcus Lazelle English. Sir? English. The court finds probable cause in your case for trespassing.
And, Your Honor, the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to 1518 37th Street. Mr. English would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay, can someone tell me what his time served is?
Yes, 2 days.
2 days.
You may. Mr. English, sir, is this your signature here at the bottom of this plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you read this plea form in its entirety before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol or drugs or medicine today? Do you understand that a conviction on this case will subject you to being deported if you're not a U.S. citizen? Sir, I've reviewed your file. I find there's a sufficient factual basis. I find you alert and intelligent. I'll adjudicate you guilty. Order credit for 2 days' time served. Order that you not return to 1518 37th Street. I have no contact with the victims in this case. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
You have the right to appeal the sentence. I am also ordering mandatory court costs, which I am giving you 364 days to pay through the clerk of court's office, and I am releasing you as to this charge. You do have the right to appeal the sentence. If you wish to appeal, you must do so in writing within 30 days of today's date. Thank you, Mr. English. You're excused. Jeremy Keller.
Mental health, Your Honor.
Mr. Jeremy Keller, does the public defender wish to waive?
Can we reset for tomorrow, Your Honor? There was
Sure. We will roll Mr. Keller's case for in the morning. Ricky Morrell.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Morrell, the court finds probable cause in your case for trespass on property after a warning. Bond will stay set at $500.
And Your Honor, there was an offer of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to 455 North Garland Avenue. Mr. Morrell would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
All right.
Now, first, Your Honor.
Yes. How much time, sir?
2 days.
Mr. Morrell, is this your signature here at the bottom of this plea form?
Yes.
Did you read this plea form in its entirety before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication at this time?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that a conviction on this case will subject you to being deported if you're not a United States citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
And so I've reviewed your file, sir, and I find that there is a sufficient factual basis. I find you alert and you're intelligent. I'll adjudicate you guilty, order 2 days in jail with credit for the 2 days you've already served, and order that you have no contact with the victims and that you not return to 455 North Garland Avenue. You must further pay a mandatory court costs in this case. You will have 364 days to pay all mandatory court costs through the Clerk of Court's payment program. and I am ordering your release as to this charge. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
You have the right to appeal the sentence. If you wish to appeal, then you must do so in writing within 30 days of today's date. Thank you, sir. You are excused.
Thank you.
Oh, no action on the out on bond case. No action. Jeremy Carl Odoms. I'm sorry.
Larry
I totally
Odoms,
messed
Jr.
that up. Larry Odoms. Are you Larry
Yes.
Odoms?
Yes.
And I do find probable cause in your case, sir, for trespass on property after a warning.
And Your Honor, the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, 7 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for time served and no return to 455 North Garland Avenue.
How much time served does he have?
Yes, 2 days.
I'll accept that.
And Your Honor, as to his out on bond 2022 MM.
I'll take no action.
Oh,
State can make an offer on that one as well, Your Honor, if you wanted to resolve it.
it was an.
If the defense is able to provide a stipulation to a factual basis, I'll take it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
And he has 10 days on that case, Your Honor.
all right. Go ahead, Ms. What are the full terms of that case?
It will be an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return. State, do you have that address? I didn't.
I believe it's the same address.
All right, I'll just order no return to the location where the incident occurred. May I please see the plea form?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, you can provide that address at the time when I
Yes, Your
enter
Honor.
the order, if you have it.
It is the same address that he's out on, or that he's picked up for now, the link station at 455.
Same address, okay. Yes. Mr. Odoms, is this your signature here at the bottom of this plea form? All right, do you understand that by entering your no contest plea, that you're giving up your rights on this plea form as to both of your cases?
Yeah.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol or drugs or medicine at this time? Do you understand a conviction on these cases will subject you to being deported if you're not a United States citizen?
Yes, I understand that.
As to case number 2022 MM5302AO, I find that there's a probable cause and a sufficient factual basis to accept your plea. As to that case, I'll adjudicate you guilty and order 7 days in jail with credit for 7 days' time served.
That's 2 days. Your
Yes.
Sorry, 2 days. Sorry. Credit for time served. I'll order 7 days with credit for 2 days' time served. And further, I will order that you not return to 455 North Garland Avenue, have no contact with the victims, and pay mandatory court costs in this case. I am ordering, as to case number 2022 MM 4846AO.
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry.
Actually, does the defense stipulate to a factual basis as to that case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I find that you are alert and intelligent, and that there's a sufficient factual basis based upon stipulation of counsel, and I am ordering 10 days with credit for 10 days' time served, and ordering that you not return to 455 North Garland Avenue. Cases to run concurrent, I assume.
Yes, Your Honor.
Cases to run concurrent. You must also pay mandatory court costs on that case within 364 days of your release. As to that case, I am ordering your release since you've already served all the time. Do you have any questions?
No.
You have the right to appeal the sentence. If you wish to appeal, you must do so in writing within 30 days of today's date, and you may exit. Thank you. Luis Angel Suarez Castro. Mr. Castro, sir, the court finds probable cause in your case for the charge of battery, and I am ordering that you have no contact with the victim and that you possess no firearms and no weapons. Further, I am ordering a bond of $500 and state, as to the no return, it looks like it was his home.
Your Honor, he stated he needs a Spanish interpreter.
Oh, Spanish interpreters? Hey, can you look at, to my question of whether this was his home? Because I think it was, but I'm not sure about that.
I have his address as the 58.
Okay, hold on a moment. Let's get the interpreter involved in this.
Good morning, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. And this is this is Luis Angel Suarez Castro, case number 2022 MM 5316AO. And Mr. Castro, sir, the court finds probable cause for the charge of battery.
No te escucho.
Bond is
Your
set
Honor, the
for-
defendant has indicated that he can hear me now.
Oh, very good, thank you. The court finds probable cause for the charge of battery. And bond is set at $500 in that case. Conditions of bond are that you have no contact with the victim, that you possess no firearms or weapons and surrender any firearms or weapons to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. And state, I was asking about whether I should do a no return order, considering I am not sure whether it was his,
Your Honor,
whether he lived, it was an apartment complex, whether he lived there or not.
I believe it was victim and co-defendant Godard's address, apartment 141.
Okay. But it happened outside, so I don't know if he lives in the apartment complex or not. Miss George, maybe you can let me know whether I need to order no return or not.
Madam Interpreter, could you just ask the client if he resides at the location where the incident occurred?
Yes, that is my mother's house.
And do you live in your mother's house with your mother?
No.
No.
Is your mother disabled? Do you have to go see her every day, or do you just visit her sometimes?
Visitarla con mi familia, con mis hijos. Eso era un día familiar, como los weekends y eso.
I just visit with my family, my children, just a family visit, like the weekends and stuff.
State, it happened outside. It wasn't inside. What does the state want me to do? Do you want me to order no contact or no? I mean, sorry, no return or allow return, just no contact with the victims and co-defendants?
Yeah, I believe the other co-defendant, there was a no return, and they also resided in that same complex.
Oh, that's my fault for not asking about that. I should have made sure I asked about that earlier.
However, Your Honor, I'll just leave it within your discretion.
All right, so I'm going to order, I am not going to preclude you from returning, sir, but I have ordered you to have no contact with the victim and no contact with any co-defendants. And I'll modify that order as to the other co-defendants. So in other words, you can return and you can visit with your mom and your kids and your family, but you cannot have contact with the people who are the victims in this case or anybody else who was charged in this case with the battery charge. Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you. The co-defendants, Scott Goddard. Did I already do the Goddard case?
I think it was Torres something.
Harry Torres Perez. All right, what's the next one? So then I might have, are you sure I've done the Goddard case, Ms. Fleming?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe you did the Torres Perez when we did.
The Torres Perez is next, so that one I didn't do yet.
No, we have Torres Cintron next.
Torres, she's right, it's Torres Cintron. So maybe I did. The court's intention with Torres Perez and Goddard is to order no contact with the victim, but to allow return. If I put no return, then I'm modifying that to delete the no return provision and keep the no contact with the victim and order no contact with co-defendants as to Jason Goddard and Harry Torres Perez, these two co-defendants. Now we have Hector Torres Cintron, previously bonded, all right. Bonded. Hector.
Rebecca.
Theodore Wallace.
Yeah, 2 days.
Mr. Wallace, the court finds probable cause for trespass in an occupied structure or a conveyance. Is there a resolution on this case?
Yes, sure.
Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
State they convey an offer to Mr. Wallace of an adjudication of guilt, 7 days, Orange County Jail, with 2 days credit time served, and no return.
Your Honor, do you have the case number? I don't have.
2022 MM 184AE.
You said 1-4.
A as in apple, E as in everything.
And Mr. Wallace would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest, Your Honor.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, may the Spanish interpreter be excused?
Oh, I am so sorry, Miss Interpreter. May she be excused? Do we need her for anything else? Sounds like we can excuse you, Miss Interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good afternoon.
All right, you do the same. Is it afternoon already? Wow, time flies. Mr. Wallace, is this your signature here at the bottom of this plea form? Did you read this plea form in its entirety before you signed it, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medicine today? Do you understand that a conviction on this case will subject you to being deported if you're not a U.S. citizen? All right, sir, I find that there is a sufficient factual basis in your case. I find that you are alert and intelligent, and I will adjudicate you guilty. Order 7 days in jail. Does he have 2 days credit?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you will be given credit for 2 days' time served. You're further ordered to not return to the location where this incident occurred, and you're ordered to have no contact with the victims. You must pay mandatory court costs in this case. I will order that all court costs be paid within 364 days of your release from incarceration through the clerk of courts. Do you have any questions? You have the right to appeal the sentence. If you wish to appeal, you must do so in writing within 30 days of today's date. Thank you, sir. Khadijah Alexander.
Bonded, Your Honor.
All right, she has bonded for the jail staff. Andrew Bagsdale.
Refuse, Your Honor.
Andrew, Ms. Public Defender, will you be waiving, or do you want me to roll this?
Can we try to roll? There is an offer, Your Honor.
I'll roll this one till tomorrow. Destiny Summerall,
Bonded, Your Honor.
previously bonded per the jail staff. Isaiah Turner, Cody Isaiah
Refuse, Your
Turner.
Honor.
There's an offer as well, Your Honor. Could we try for tomorrow? And then I'll waive if not.
Yeah, that's fine, but I was gonna order ROR on this person.
Oh, then that's fine, Your Honor. No objection.
State, the court, after reviewing this case, determined, are you even the state on this case, or is this a city case?
It would be a city case, Your Honor.
All right, the court does find probable cause in this case, and I'll order ROR.
No action on the out on bond?
No action on the out of bond case. Yes, ma'am, that's correct. Amanda Alley. Amanda Alley.
You have the inmate number, Your Honor?
I don't know what it is.
2201-8451.
She bonded.
All right, previously bonded per the jail staff. Denilson Civil.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Civil,
Yes.
the court finds probable cause in your case and for a charge of failing to appear. the bond stays set at $500. In your second case, driving on a suspended license,
Yes.
bond stays set at $500. Also for failure to appear.
And you appointed us, Your Honor, just.
I did, yes, ma'am. You are appointed. Virginia Skipworth? No. What about Francisco Lee?
Bonded, Your Honor.
All right, Francisco Lee, bonded per the jail staff. Edward Randolph Robinson.
Here.
All right, Mr. gosh,
Here, Your
there's
Honor.
a lot of people in here that we don't have. Unless we just got them out of order. Sir, in your case, as to the DUI, driving under the influence, the court does find probable cause. And the court is setting, the bond is staying at $500. Court is ordering that you possess and consume no alcohol and possess and consume no drugs without a valid prescription, and that you submit to weekly alcohol and drug monitoring through the pretrial release program. I am ordering the first drug and alcohol test to occur within 7 days of your release. Further, I am ordering scram alcohol monitoring, which must be installed within 7 days of your release. Upon confirmation of the installation of the scram alcohol monitor, then you will just be monitored for drugs through pretrial release. The court is revoking the bond on both cases that you're out on bond on and ordering another bond of $4,000 as to each case for a total of $8,000, $4,000 on each case, and ordering scram alcohol monitoring as to each case, which must be installed within 7 days of your release. If you are unable to install it, then the court is ordering weekly alcohol and drug testing until the scram monitor is confirmed. And the weekly alcohol and drug testing shall be done through the pretrial release program. You do have, appears to have, you apparently have a private attorney on your out on bond cases, and I'm appointing the public defender as to this new case.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Virginia Skipworth. Virginia? Yes. All right, ma'am. In your case, the court finds probable cause for DUI and sets a bond of $500. And condition of bond, the court is ordering that you consume and possess no alcohol and consume and possess no drugs without a valid prescription. Further, the court is ordering that you submit to weekly alcohol and drug testing. And the first alcohol and drug test must occur within 7 days of your release. Court is ordering scram alcohol monitoring, which must be installed within 7 days of your release. And once it's confirmed, then you no longer have to do alcohol monitoring through pretrial release, but you must still continue to do the drug monitoring through pretrial release. The court is ordering a revocation of the bond in your out on bond case and ordering a new bond of $1,000 and ordering scram alcohol monitoring as to that case. And again, the scrum alcohol monitoring must be installed within 7 days of your release, and until it is installed and confirmed, then you must submit to weekly alcohol and drug testing through pretrial release. You will continue to submit to drug testing through pretrial release even after the scrum monitor is installed. Kurt Alterizio. Mr. Alterizio, the court finds probable cause for count 1, possession of fentanyl. Bond stays at $150. The court finds probable cause for possession of a controlled substance with the intention to sell it. Bond stays set at $15,000. The court finds probable cause for possession of methamphetamine. Bond stays at $150. Finds probable cause for possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and bond stays at $100. Possession of drug paraphernalia, for which bond stays at $100. Thank you, sir. Michael Backman. In your case, the court finds probable cause for count 1, trespassing on a posted construction site. Bond stays at $100. And count 2, burglary of an unoccupied structure or while unarmed, and bond is increased to $3,500. Court is further ordering that you not return to the construction site where this incident occurred as a condition of bond. Did I get the PC paperwork on this man? Ricardo Chavez. This is just Chavez. It's very thick. This is Austin Pascal. This is the two different people. This is Ricardo Chavez. This is Austin Pascal. What? No, I was looking for Ricardo Chavez paperwork. That's okay. I'll just look it up myself. Oh, well, I don't understand what you're saying. Why did you hand me this? Yeah, I wanted the PC paperwork on this man, Ricardo Chavez. Well, I guess the way it was turned, I assumed it was the case that I had asked for additional. Ricardo Chavez.
I will waive the appearance, Your Honor.
The court does find probable cause for petty theft with 2 prior convictions. Bond stays at $1,000. Case number 2, the court finds probable cause for the possession of an alcoholic beverage in the street or sidewalk, and bond is set at $150. The court will take no action on the out on bond case for Chavez. Either of the out on bond cases for Chavez. Dana Crittenden. Well, the one I have is Dana Crittenden, so that's what I'm doing. Crittenden. You're charged with burglary of an occupied structure for which I do find probable cause, and bond stays at $1,000. And petty theft, bond stays at $100. You're ordered to have no contact with the victim and not return to the location where this incident occurred.
Am I allowed to speak, Your Honor?
I did appoint the public defender in your case. First, I would like for the public defender to inform me of whether or not they want you to speak.
What am I supposed to do? I was in there to get
Your Honor,
help to get raped.
Your Honor, I would advise the client not to speak about the facts.
All right, the public defender is advised that you not speak, ma'am. Thank you, you're excused. Renell Ronald Davidson.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Mr. Davidson, in your case, the court finds probable cause for aggravated assault with a firearm and orders no bond. The court is ordering no contact with the victim or the minor kids, and that you not return to the location where this incident occurred, and that you possess no weapons and no firearms as a condition of your release, and surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. However, the court is at this time going to consider a bond in the case. Just give me one moment, sir.
And Your Honor, just for a little background, I believe Sylvie Paul is the defendant's wife.
I'm sorry, what was it that you just indicated?
In the affidavit, it states that the victim was watching her friend Sylvie Paul's kids.
Mm-hmm.
Sylvie Paul is the defendant's wife.
Right.
And when I read it, it was a little bit confusing at first until I put together who the parties were.
Right. Right, yes, I think it was clarified towards the end that she was the wife. All right, sir. In your case, I am going to set a bond. The court will set a bond of $3,500. I am ordering that you have no contact with the victim, no contact with the minor kids, that you not return to the location where this incident occurred, that you possess no weapons and possess no firearms and surrender any of your possession to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Is this a case where DCF was contacted?
I believe they probably should have been, Your Honor. However, I do not see it mentioned within the affidavit.
No, it was not. If there is a DCF order, sir, you are ordered to comply with the terms of any DCF order that is entered. Thank you.
And Your Honor, would you like to go back and adjust the case for Sherelle Bailey? We passed over that case.
Is Sherelle Bailey standing there?
She was, they put her to the back because we kept passing her.
Oh, okay. Sherelle Bailey?
Yes.
Is this the only information I have on Sherelle Bailey? Do I not have a regular file on Sherelle Bailey? Under this paperwork? Okay. All right, Sherelle Bailey.
Hi.
Hi, ma'am, I find probable cause in your case for carrying a concealed weapon. Bond stays set at $5,000. And it's actually carrying a concealed firearm, sorry. Bond stays set at $5,000. You're ordered to have no contact with the victim. You're ordered to not possess any weapons or firearms and surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. Thank you. Ronald Guffey. You're charged with robbery for which the court finds probable cause. Bond stays at $5,000. Count 2, petty theft. Bond stays at $100. I do find probable cause for that charge. And battery. Count 3, court finds probable cause. Bond stays at $100. Further, the court is ordering that you not have any contact with the victims, not return to the location where this incident occurred, that you possess no weapons and no firearms, and surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. Thank you, Mr. Guffey.
What was the charge, ma'am?
David Irizarry. Are you David Irizarry? Valeria Holmes. All right, Ms. Valeria Holmes, the court finds probable cause in your case for aggravated battery. The court will set a bond in your case of $4,000. Further, the court is ordering that you have no contact with the victim. In this case, that you possess no firearms and no weapons and surrender any firearms or weapons to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. Thank you. David Irizarry. Mr. Irizarry, the court finds probable cause in your case for burglary of an occupied dwelling. Bond stays at $5,000. You're ordered to have no contact with the victim, and you are ordered to not return to the location where this incident occurred, to possess no firearms and no weapons, and surrender any in your possession to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. Courtney Pollard Lang.
Bonded, Your Honor.
Bonded per the jail staff. Ladre Loving.
Bonded.
Bonded per the jail staff. Benjamin Montanez.
Present.
The court, in your case, finds probable cause for burglary of an occupied dwelling. Bond stays at $5,000. And count 2, criminal mischief. I find probable cause. Bond stays at $100. You're ordered to have no contact with the victim, not to return to the location where this incident occurred, possess no weapons and no firearms, and surrender any in your possession to law enforcement within 24 hours of release.
You would need a one-time return with law enforcement, Your Honor.
I live there.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
The court will allow a one-time visit in the presence of law enforcement to recover any personal items. Thank you.
Oh, he stated, Your Honor, he stated that he no longer resides there. He grabbed all his stuff and left. He had the, what?
So the court is not ordering a one-time visit then, since that's not needed?
No, Your Honor, he no longer resides there.
All right, the court will delete that. No one-time visit. All right, thank you, sir.
Your Honor, to be clear, the no return is still in.
No return, still, yes, ma'am.
Oh, no, he was saying, Your Honor, that the victim no longer resides there. He grabbed his things and left.
Well, I'm not going to rely upon that. I am ordering no return.
Okay, so then,
He can have a one-time visit to get, I am now amending it again. One-time visit in the presence of law enforcement to recover his own personal belongings.
you're gonna have to call the number.
What do I do?
Call the number.
And Ms. George, you should have been more, listen, Ms. George, you should have been more clear on that.
I know, it was because I misunderstood what he had said, Your Honor, when he was talking to me. I apologize.
Patrick O'Connor.
Mental health, Your Honor.
And I will waive the appearance, Your Honor.
The court finds probable cause for the charge of crimes against a person or threat to a public servant or their family, and bond will stay set at $1,000. The court is ordering the defendant have no contact with the victim or the victim's family, and that's it, no contact. Rodney Polydor. Rob Polydor, is that who you are? Yes, ma'am. You're charged with robbery, armed with a deadly weapon, and wearing a mask, and bond will stay set at no bond in that case.
That case is a PBL. I understand the law enforcement officer put a bond of $10,000 on it. However,
I just ordered a no bond. The law enforcement officer actually requested a modification, and I granted it.
Okay.
And I ordered no bond. And I also am finding probable cause for the count 2 battery and setting a bond of $100. For your second case, driving on a suspended license, bond is set at $500. The court is ordering you to have no contact with the victim as a condition of bond and not return to the location where this incident occurred. Possess no weapons, possess no firearms, and surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. Jonathan Ramos,
Bonded, Your Honor.
bonded per the jail staff. Marcavius White. Is this Marcavius White or the one after Marcavius White?
No.
Sir, what's your name?
John Henry Roberts Jr.
And this is confusing. State, can you clarify why there's 2 counts of grand theft, 3rd degree with a mask? It's unclear to me.
it appears So there was an incident on February 18th.
However, there's no probable cause for that, and I don't know that I should assume that that's what they're referring to. Because it is not clearly delineated as one of the potential counts in this case. It's just history.
I believe that was the intent, Your Honor, that there were several.
Okay, well, I can find probable cause for one of the counts, but not the second one.
Okay.
The court does find probable cause in this case as to grand theft third degree. Bond stays at $2,000. The court finds probable cause for grand theft third degree with a mask. And bond stays at $2,500. The court does not find probable cause for count 3, grand theft third degree with a mask. And in that count, the court will order an ROR. As to your second case, petty theft, count 1, the court finds probable cause, bond stays at $500, and count 2, burglary of a conveyance, bond stays at $3,500. As to both cases, you are ordered to have no contact with the victims and to not return to the location where these incidents occurred. You have an out on bond case in case number 2022 CF 8785AO for grand theft, for which the court orders a revocation of the bond of $2,500 and sets no bond. And I think it helps me better if when you hand me that, you hand it with this sheet on top instead of the PC paperwork. Margravius, Danita, White.
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon for which the court does find probable cause. And bond stays set at $2,500. You're ordered to have no contact with the victim and not return to the location where this incident occurred, with the exception of a one-time visit in the presence of law enforcement to recover personal items. You're ordered to possess no firearms and no weapons as a condition of bond and surrender any firearms and any weapons to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. Thank you, sir.
I have a question.
I've appointed the public defender. Let's be certain the public defender wants you talking about this case or asking me any questions.
That's not for today's purpose. Okay. Yep, it'll clear.
All right, thank you. Dandre Wilford. Mr. Wilford, the court finds probable cause in your case for battery on a uniformed or licensed security officer. Bond stays at $2,500, and probable cause for resisting an officer without violence. Bond stays at $150. You're ordered as a condition of bond to not return to the location where this incident occurred, to have no contact with the victim in this case, and to surrender any firearms or weapons to law enforcement within 24 hours of release and possess no firearms or weapons as a condition of bond. Thank you, sir. Christopher Williams. Mr. Williams, the court finds probable cause for petty theft with 2 prior convictions and orders that bond is set or stays set at $1,000 and that you have no contact with the victims and not return to the location where this incident occurred.
Your Honor, can I give you, my last conviction, my last petty theft was 2017. And the priors, I don't see why the state would even stick to the felony, level, because
I don't know.
my first one was 85, my second one was a 91.
Sir, I don't know why the state chooses to charge charges the way that they do, But I did appoint the public defender in your
Conviction, even in
case.
17, there was no conviction.
I did appoint the public defender in your case, and so if the public defender has some information that they think is relevant to the setting of bond, then the public defender may inform me at this time.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You're excused. Any other matters,
Nothing from the state.
Nothing from defense.
Madam Clerk? All right, anything else that needs to be done on the record? All right, court will stand in recess.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please raise your right hand.
Levante la mano derecha la persona que va a prestar testimonio.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Jura y promete que el testimonio que dará será la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Sí.
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Diga su nombre, por favor, para que conste en el acta.
Yanelis Mabel Castro Soto.
Perdón, señora, repítalo despacio.
Yanelis Mabel Castro Soto.
Yanelis Mabel Castro Soto.
Ms. Castro Soto, the attorneys may have questions. One or both, please answer out loud.
Señora Castro Soto, los abogados le harán preguntas, probablemente las dos. Por favor, respóndalas todas en voz alta. Ya puede bajar la mano, señora.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you please state your relationship to Mr. Perez Mondragon?
Buenos días, señora. Por favor, ¿puede decirnos qué relación tiene usted con el señor Pérez Mondragon?
Él era mi pareja,
He used to be my partner,
mi novio.
my boyfriend.
Are you afraid of him?
¿Usted le tiene miedo a él, señora?
Your Honor, for the record, she's shaking her head. Yes.
Ma'am, I need you to answer out loud.
Señora, por favor, debe responder en voz alta todas las preguntas.
Okay.
So, ma'am, you indicated by shaking your head that you were afraid of him. Is that correct?
Señora, usted asintió con la cabeza indicando que sí le tiene miedo. ¿Es eso correcto?
Sí, él.
Yes.
Sorry, Madam Prosecutor, but I was not looking at her, so you telling me she's shaking her head means nothing.
Ma'am, are you afraid of Mr. Perez Mondragon?
Señora, ¿usted le tiene miedo al señor Pérez Mondragon?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
¿Y usted quiere tener contacto con él mientras este caso esté pendiente?
And were you living together when this incident took place?
¿Ustedes estaban viviendo juntos cuando ocurrió este incidente?
Él vivía en su casa con la esposa y yo era la amante. Yo vivía sola en casa.
He was living in his home with his wife. I was his lover and I was living in my house.
Thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
No questions from defense, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So the court does find probable cause for battery, domestic violence by strangulation.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Would you like for that to be translated on the overhead or back to the headset?
Ma'am, let's just translate it on the overhead. All the back and forth is just gonna waste time. He's
Okay.
there, I've stated it.
Of course. Señor, ¿se determina que existe indicio de criminalidad para la acusación en su contra?
Bond is set at $3,500 to that count.
Con respecto a ese cargo, se fija fianza en cantidad de $3,500.
I find probable cause for the offense of battery, dating violence.
Se determina que existe también indicio de criminalidad para la acusación de agresión física por violencia entre novios.
Bond is set at $500 as to that count.
En ese segundo cargo se fija fianza por la cantidad de $500.
Further, you are ordered as a bond to have no contact whatsoever with the
Como parte de esta decisión, se le prohíbe a usted todo contacto con la víctima.
You are not to return to the victim's home.
Se le prohíbe a usted regresar a la casa de la víctima.
You are ordered to possess no firearms or weapons.
Se le prohíbe la tenencia de todo tipo de armas o armas de fuego. Si tiene usted armas o armas de fuego, tiene que entregarlas a las autoridades en un plazo de 24 horas luego de que sea puesto en libertad. Le designo, señor, el defensor público para que le represente. Señora, se puede retirar. Muchas gracias.
The next case number is 22 MM5311.
Mr. Marco Rodrigo Morocco?
Yes, sí.
Yes.
All right, sir, the court finds probable cause in your case. Bond is set at $500. Honor that you have no contact with the victim. To the victim's residence, with the exception of a one-time visit in the presence of law enforcement to recover personal items. In order to possess and no firearms, weapons or firearms in your possession must be surrendered to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Thank you, sir.
The next case number is 22 MM5301.
Jesus Rodriguez Navarro. Rodriguez Navarro. Probable cause for your charge, battery, domestic violence. Third, the court sets a bond of $500. Conditions of bond are that you have no contact, not return to the victim's residence, exception of a one-time visit in the presence of law enforcement to recover personal items, and that you possess no firearms and no weapons and surrender any in your possession to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Thank you, sir.
Is that all for Spanish?
Interpreter, you are excused. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Have a very good day.
Samuel Celestin.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. Simon Wiseman on Mr. Celestin's behalf.
All right, Mr. Wiseman. Mr. Celestin is charged with first-degree murder based upon the contents of the probable cause. The court finds probable cause for that charge. Bond will stay set at no bond. State, do you have any special conditions you wish for me to impose? Your Honor, State would just ask for no contact with the victim's family, as he's otherwise going to be at the BRC. Yes, Ms. Fleming. The court will order no contact with the victim's family as a condition of this case. Anything further, counsel?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You're excused, sir. Dwayne Graham. Mr. Graham, the court finds probable cause in your case of count 1, grand theft for third degree. Bond is set at $1,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Count 2, resisting a merchant. Bond stays set at $250. As to your out on bond case, the court is revoking the bond. That is case number 22 CF 7552AO. The bond is revoked and set at no bond.
Because the judge had me come back today.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
as far as his out on bond is concerned, would you consider revoking and doubling? I believe his mother just passed and he wanted to attend the funeral.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't see much history.
Court says the state to not setting no bond, but instead setting a higher bond. The out on bond charge is the same as the charges he was just picked up on.
Yes, ma'am.
I believe the out on bond, Your Honor, was a fleeing and attempting to elude. Was it? Let me see it. Yes, Your Honor, which was different. He does have. Any objection then?
Your Honor, state's concern is he does have at least 5 prior VOPs showing inability to comply with court order. And I believe this case was rolled, according to my notes, due to his mother passing.
So the auto bond is a thing and attempting to elude, and then the charges are grand theft and resisting. I will take no action on the auto bond case. I must have looked at it wrong or something. I thought it was the same charge.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Slightly different. Still, sir, hopefully you'll be able to attend your mother's funeral.
Thank you, ma'am.
Lorenzo Johnson, I think, is that who's next? Okay, Mr. Johnson, sir, in your case, the court finds probable cause for count 1, grand theft. Third degree, bond stays at $2,500. Count 2, possession of cocaine, bond stays at $150. Count 3, criminal mischief, bond stays at $100. Count 4, trespass, bond stays at $100. And count 5, assault, bond stays at $100. As to conditions of bond, you are ordered to have no contact with the victim whatsoever in this case, not return to the location where this incident occurred, and possess no weapons or firearms. Any in your possession must be surrendered to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. As to your auto bond case, the court, I believe it's the same charge.
Yes, Your Honor, it's a grand theft motor vehicle.
And I revoke that bond. I am instituting a new bond of $2,500 as to the case number 2022 CF 1076AO.
And Your Honor, would you happen to have a case for him, 22 CF 9115, a possession of cocaine?
Let's see, it did say 2 cases, so, yes, that's his second case, and I did evaluate that. The court does find probable cause. Bond on that case stays at $1,000.
Resort is mental health.
And I will waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Defense is a waiving appearance. It looks like you waived appearance yesterday, but, or not, whatever day. And it still got reset. Why did it get reset if you
I
waived?
think they were gonna try to plea him out, but he didn't come back today.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and find probable cause for the charge of trespass, and the defendant's bond will stay at $500. Order of no return, no contact with the victim. Was it 100? I can't see. And then 100.
I believe on Friday, Judge Jewett reduced it to 100.
Judge Jewett said it at 100, and that's what I'll leave it at, 100. Trying to keep up with these papers. Two steps that I have to. Maybe I don't have one for. Is that him? Okay. Antonio, welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
You're picked up on an out-of-county warrant. As best I can tell here, the bond is $150,003. The out-of-county warrant is from Duval County. Seems to me the latest information I have from August 7th is that the bond was $150,003, so it's corrected from $15,003 to $150,003. And I have appointed the public defender's office to represent you, sir. Either bonded or picked up, transported back to Duval County.
Your Honor, I just want to go home.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Clayton Bouchier. Sir, in your case, the court finds probable cause for count 1, battery on a law enforcement officer. Bond is set at $3,500, and count 2, battery domestic violence. Bond is set at $500. You're ordered to have no contact with the victim, not to return to the location where this incident occurred. Possess no firearms and no weapons, and surrender any firearms or weapons to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. Sorry? Did you say something?
No, ma'am.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to listen.
I'm sorry, sir. I probably don't have my microphone.
Ma'am, can we talk about this no contact order? Because I've been here for this.
One moment.
Oh, yes,
I
ma'am.
appointed the public defender to represent you, so I will talk about it, but I want you to do it through the public defender.
Okay.
Ms. George, is there something more I need to know?
No.
And I was
All right.
protecting
Okay, stop talking. Thank you, Your Honor. He just wanted to have contact with her, and he's stating that it is his house, and I explained that if the victim is there, he cannot return there if she's still living there, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, I also believe DCF was contacted in this case.
Were there, well, if DCF has entered any type of order, you must comply with any DCF order relating to minor children in this case.
Right, but again, it's a new case by law. You're gonna have to follow.
Anything further, Ms. George?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. You're excused.
Right here. You gotta sign no contact, and this is the.
Jamie Enrique Castillo. Are you Jamie Castillo? Yes. All right, the court finds probable cause in your case for count 1, aggravated child abuse with a deadly weapon. Bond is set at $3,500, and battery domestic violence, bond is set at $500. So you are ordered to have no contact with the victims in this case, no contact with minor children under the age of 18. You're also ordered to not return to the location where this incident occurred, to possess no weapons and no firearms, and surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. Is this a case where we have confirmed DCF?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are also ordered to comply with the DCF order relating to the minor victim in this case. Thank you, sir.
Iron condones Your Honor's behavior.
And I will waive the appearance, Your
Will
Honor.
you? Thank you very much. The court will find probable cause as to count 1, aggravated assault, and bond is set at $1,000 with the condition of the defendant not returning to the location where this incident occurred, no contact with the victim, possess no weapons, no firearms, and surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. Thank you. Atakli Davids. Mr. Davids, the court finds probable cause for aggravated assault with a weapon and sets a bond of $1,500. And battery domestic violence bond is set at $500. The conditions of your bond are that you have no contact with the victims whatsoever, that you not return to the location where this incident occurred with the exception of one-time visit in the presence of law enforcement to recover personal items, and that you possess no weapons and no firearms, and surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. This is the one, did I get the, you see information? Thank you. Denzel Lewis. Mr. Lewis, the court finds probable cause for battery, domestic violence by strangulation. Bond is set at $3,500.
We do have a victim.
Oh, I'm sorry, we do have a victim. I do find probable cause also for count 2, battery domestic violence, and we will hear from the victim. Let's swear the victim in.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Shania Clark.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to need you to speak into that microphone, and you must answer the questions that the lawyers may have for you regarding this case.
Right. Good morning, Miss Clark. Can you please state your relationship to Mr. Lewis?
I'm his baby mom.
Are you afraid of him?
No,
Has anything like this ever happened before?
no,
If anything like this or anything more severe ever occurred in the future where you felt threatened, would you feel comfortable calling 911?
yes,
Do you believe drugs or alcohol were involved in this incident?
no,
And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell the court?
Ma'am, are you over the age of 18?
Say that again?
Are you over the age of 18?
Yes,
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 20.
All right, thank you. The state asked if you wanted to say anything else, did you?
I wanted to like let the judge know that I like really need his help with like the baby and stuff. 'Cause he does watch the baby.
Unfortunately, I cannot hear you.
You can't hear me?
No.
I wanted to let you know that I needed his help with the baby because he does watch our baby. That's all.
All right. Well, ma'am, listen. I know you need help with the baby, but I don't know that he is the best person to watch the baby because the baby is a little innocent, helpless human being that cannot defend the baby's self. I heard you say that you're not afraid of him, but nevertheless, this case is here. And it is a very serious case of battery by strangulation. I don't know that I want him having any contact with you or that little baby. At this point in time, that's where things stand. What says the defense?
Your Honor, I would just argue to the fact that he has no prior domestic violence history that I saw, which I would ask that you allow a no hostile contact order. At this time, based on his history, it does not show that he has a history of domestic violence against the victim or anyone else, Your Honor.
Ma'am, can you find someone else to help you with the baby? Because I'm not going to let him have contact with you and that baby.
I don't have no one else.
Well, you're going to have to try to find someone else because the court is ordering no contact whatsoever with you. I am ordering a bond of $3,500 on count 1 and a bond of $500 on count 2, or the defendant can be released PTR on count 1 and count 2 as he qualifies for PTR. The court is ordering the defendant to possess no weapons and no firearms and surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. The defendant is ordered to consult law enforcement for a one-time visit to recover any personal items at the residence, but otherwise to have no contact with you and to not return to the residence. And ma'am, please think outside of the box and try to find somebody that can take care of your baby and not put your baby in any danger and not put you in any danger. Thank you, you're excused.
There you go, that's it.
Thomas Terrell Love. Mr. Love, the court finds probable cause in your case for aggravated assault, domestic violence, and bond is set in your case at $3,500. Battery, domestic violence, bond is set at $500. Conditions of bond are that you have no contact with the victim, not return to the location where this incident occurred, and that you possess no weapons and no firearms. Surrender any weapons and firearms in your possession to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Thank you, sir. Malachi Petty. Mr. Petty, the court finds probable cause in your case as follows. Count 1, battery, domestic violence by strangulation. Bond is set at $3,500. Count 2, tampering with a witness. Bond is set at $1,000. Count 3, battery, domestic violence. Bond is set at $500. And count 4, battery, domestic violence. Bond is set at $500. The court is ordering that you have no contact with the victims in this case, that you not return to the location where this incident occurred, that you also have no contact with any minor children under the age of 18, and ordering if there is a DCF order as to this case, that you comply fully with it as a condition of your release. Further, sir, the court is revoking the bond. Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I'm not revoking the bond in any case. That was a misstatement. All right, thank you, sir.
Which one?
Jamie Lynn Garcia. Ms. Garcia, are you Jamie Lynn Garcia?
Yes.
All right, the court finds probable cause for battery and sets a bond of $500.
I believe there's a victim approaching.
Oh, there is a witness who is approaching, so we're going to go ahead on and hear from the witness. Let's swear the witness in.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Denise Daniels.
Good morning. Can you please state your relationship to Miss Williams?
Jamie Lynn. Girlfriend.
And are you afraid of her?
No.
Has anything like this ever happened before?
Never before.
And do you want to have contact with her while this case is pending?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have anything else you'd like to tell the court?
Just that this was a one-time thing, and I hope that everything goes smoothly.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Any questions, Ms. George?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court finds probable cause and bond is set at $500 or PTR, which the defendant does qualify. Further, the court is ordering no hostile contact with the victim, and that you possess no weapons and no firearms, and surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. Thank you. Matthew O'Brien Guzman Zatino. Sir, the court finds probable cause in your case for battery. Bond is set. There's a witness in this case as well, so we'll hear from the witness.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Rachel Costa.
All right, I'm gonna have to hear you. I didn't hear a thing.
Rachel Costa.
All right, I'm going to have to hear you, and you're gonna have to just speak up just a little bit louder.
Gracia Acosta.
All right, some questions are going to be asked of you, and I do not want to have to ask you to repeat the answer to every single question, so please speak up into that microphone, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Miss Acosta. Can you please state your relationship to Mr. Guzman?
He is my son's father.
Are you afraid of him?
No,
Has anything like this ever happened before?
not like this, no.
All right, let's just go ahead on and adjust the microphone down to your level, because I can kind of hear you, but I think the microphone's too high. Okay, go ahead.
To my last question, has anything like this ever happened before?
No,
If anything like this or anything more severe ever occurred in the future and you felt threatened, would you feel comfortable calling 911?
yes, ma'am.
Do you believe drugs or alcohol were involved in this incident?
No,
And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
yes.
All right, that's all I have, Your Honor. However, would just point your attention to, the officer did mention alcohol use being a factor within this incident.
All right. The court does find probable cause, and I'll set a bond of $500, assuming Ms. George didn't have any questions. Sorry, I forgot to ask.
No questions, Your Honor.
I have set a bond of $500 or PTR, since you do qualify for PTR. Further, as a condition of bond or PTR, you are ordered to have no hostile contact with the victim in this case. The court is ordering that you possess no weapons and possess no firearms, and surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. And state is indicated, and I recall that there was alcohol involved. However, I'm not going to enter an order that you not possess any alcohol, but sir, please drink responsibly. And please don't overindulge to the point where you lose your temper and do something that causes you to have to come back to court.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are excused, ma'am.
Thank you.
Fernando Morales.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court does find probable cause in your case for battery domestic violence and sets a bond of $500. The conditions of bond are that you have no contact with the victim, that you not return to the location where the incident occurred, with the exception of a one-time visit in the presence of law enforcement to recover personal items, that you possess no weapons and no firearms, and surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Thank you. Oh, yes, ma'am. Scott Stenick. Scott? Are you Scott?
Present.
Scott,
Present, sorry.
how do you pronounce your last name?
Oh, is it Stenicky?
Stenicky? Okay.
Yes.
And there's a witness in Mr. Stenicky's case?
Please raise your
Sorry.
right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Please state your name for the record.
Katharina Fucci.
Good morning, Ms. Fucci. Can you please state your relationship to Mr. Stanicki?
Partner.
Are you afraid of him?
A little bit.
Has anything like this ever happened before?
Almost, but not quite.
Can you explain what you mean by that?
There's been a lot of escalated emotions and like sort of scary situations, but nothing to this level before.
So nothing physical other than this incident so far?
Not like this, no.
And do you believe drugs or alcohol were involved in this incident?
Yes, alcohol.
And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Yes.
State has no further questions, Your Honor.
Defense?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, sir. I am finding probable cause in your charge for battery domestic violence. I'll set a bond of $500 or release by PTR, which you do qualify. Conditions of bond or PTR are that you have no hostile contact with the victim, and that you possess no weapons and no firearms, and surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. Further, I'm ordering that you possess and consume no alcohol, and that you be randomly tested for alcohol as a condition of bond or pretrial release. Thank you, and ma'am, you're excused. Thank you. Annette Taylor.
They're releasing you without
I
pay.
do have some money to give them to help with it.
Annette Taylor. Ms. Taylor.
Releasing me today?
The court does find probable cause in your case for battery, touching or striking, and sets a bond of $500. Oh, sorry. Sir, raise your right hand to be sworn in.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Jason Montague.
What's your last name?
Montague.
Mr. Montague, I need you to talk into that microphone. and
Montague.
speak up. I heard you now. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you please state your relationship to Miss Taylor?
She's my mother.
Are you afraid of her?
No.
Has anything like this ever happened before?
No.
Do you believe drugs or alcohol were involved? Can you please repeat out loud?
No.
And do you want to have contact with her while this case is pending?
Yes.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
No questions from defense.
All right. The court finds probable cause. Bond is set at $500 or PTR, for which you do qualify. And court is ordering no hostile contact with the victim, and that you possess no weapons, no firearms, and surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Thank you. Eden, William Eden. William Eden. All right.
And I will waive the appearance.
All right, Mr. Eden was picked up on an out-of-county warrant. He has 2 cases. It appears to be 2 cases. Madam Clerk, was it 2 cases? The charges are the same, and I couldn't find a court case number.
It's 2 cases.
Okay, 2 cases. As to the first case, bond stays at $1,500 on count 1 and $1,500 on count 2. And as to the second case, bond stays at $1,500 on count 1 and $1,500 on count 2. Oh, are you Mr. Eden Williams? Okay. Are you Mr. Eden?
No, ma'am.
You're not? Okay. All right, this is not Mr. Eden. Okay, I'm on Mr. Eden. What did he say?
Mental health.
All right, so as to Mr. Eden, the order that I just, Madam Clerk, you got it, right? All right, there you go. Angelique Dion Glenn. Ms. Glenn. You are also picked up on an out-of-county warrant from Seminole County. Bond will stay set at $995 in that case. Thank you, ma'am. Charles Jackson. Mr. Jackson, you were picked up on an out-of-county warrant from Seminole County. In your case, bond stays at no bond on both count 1 and count 2. And thank you, sir. Quintravious Chambers. You have multiple cases. As to the case number 1, possession of firearm by convicted felon. Bond will stay set at $5,000 on count 1, and possession of a concealed weapon or a firearm by a convicted felon. Bond will stay set at $150. Conditions of bond are that you possess no weapons and no firearms, and surrender any weapons and any firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of release. As to your multiple violations of probation, case number 2019 CF 16369AO, on-site violation of probation, bond is set at no bond. 2019 CF 9913AO, 2 counts, on-site violation of probation, bond is set at no bond. So I don't have a case number for the other case. The case number is,
18 CF 5409.
is that it? Okay. Yeah, 18 CF 5409, violation of probation, and bonds stays set at no bond, or will be set at no bond in that case as well. I have appointed the public defender on all your cases, sir. Donald Ray Paget.
Refuse, Your Honor.
And I will waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right. Public defenders waive the appearance. The court finds probable cause for drug possession without a valid prescription. Bond stays at $1,500. As to the violation of probation, bond is set at no bond. Philip Smith. Mr. Smith, for your charge of violation of probation, bond is set at no bond. Mr. Smith, I'm going to go ahead on and go through the violations for you. Special condition by failing to make court cost payments and that you're currently in arrears of $1,483.45. Special condition, failing to undergo a drug evaluation or an alcohol evaluation within 90 days as directed by the court. Special condition, failing to successfully complete the batterers intervention program. And special condition, failing to complete the mental health evaluation. Thank you, sir. I have another person, but I don't have any more papers.
According to our docket, Your Honor, out of county session, it's Belgrade, Trayvon.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Number?
22-01-44-48.
All right. No more people? No more court?
We have, I think, 33-day motion.
Yeah, the 33-day motion, Your Honor.
Oh, Ms. Fleming, you have the 33-day motion.